All right, this is recording, so still just start us off.
All right, Gar, you're back. Thank you for coming on again, man.
Welcome
we really
back, welcome
appreciate
back.
that.
Hey, I will not be surprised if I'm gonna end up here in a month too again.
Yeah, well, you were here what 2 weeks ago? Last time, right?
3 weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2-3
Was
weeks
it that
ago.
recent?
It has been
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
recent.
yeah.
Yeah, we only did 2
It was a
episodes.
month ago. I think it was a month ago.
maybe. Yeah, freaking.
Well,
Yeah,
so good
your
to see
brain.
you, bro. I'm super pumped for this episode. So obviously the big topic is like gun control and everything, and
Oh yeah.
I don't know how big of an issue it is in today's world. I don't really keep up with it until recently when I wanted to do research on it. But it seems like it's a pretty big topic in terms of division. It's people who are advocating that say, oh, we don't want guns, or looking at it from a perspective of being safe in their own space,
Oh,
but
yeah,
not
good luck.
considering the fact that when you live in a more dangerous neighborhood, you typically would want to have guns for self-defense only.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what the Second Amendment advocates is it was purely made for self-defense against tyrannical government and everything, right?
Absolutely.
It was for that reason. So the government doesn't come in, take all your guns, and then has control over you with their power. That's what the guns are for. But people think that the guns are, in your house, so now you can go out and kill. It's just that those people who did that had a different motive than a typical person who keeps the gun in their home to protect their family.
Absolutely.
But they don't want to, I guess, differentiate those two. And it's becoming a problem on what we should do with it. Like, what is your take on it?
I mean, those people that believe only do it their way, I would say it's unfortunate, but they're dumb as a brick because you never do research, because one time I was a liberal, as surprising as it sounds, but then I did enough research that it changed my mind and I became a conservative. Then I looked how conservative politicians are yapping a lot, but they don't do crap. So I just now I'm at the middle,
Yeah.
or I would say I'm out of both sides because it seems like there is for me, America is first. I came to this country for a reason. All right. I love this country because this country gave me everything that mine didn't. And I'm planning to stay here. I even freaking denounced my Georgian citizenship.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I don't have it. I'm only U.S. citizen. That's it.
Is that something you made a decision on, or is it something that happened over time because you weren't there for a long time, or you had to renew the passport?
I just didn't. After second time I went to the Georgia, I was like, nah, this is not my country anymore.
Really?
It's and I just freaking didn't care. The army gave me opportunity to.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that.
Here's the thing. I got a cowboy head in my truck, man. It's I love country life. So it's I have more connections here than back there. So
How old were you when you came here?
almost 21.
21?
Almost close to
Wow,
it.
and you don't have much connections?
No, at
Georgia, not even
24.
friends and stuff there much?
Only one friend. But at 2020, I'm sorry. At 24 years old, I went to the army here right away. So, and I loved it.
I guess what we can do is we can backtrack to you going into the army and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's probably where most of your understanding comes from with guns and, because
Actually
when you
not.
have a no?
No.
Because when you have a relationship with a gun, I feel like your attitude towards how we should keep guns and stuff is more healthy than somebody who doesn't have any experience with guns whatsoever.
absolutely.
Like, for example, me.
I mean, listen, you can have a certain understanding, but you have to be open-minded towards having a discussion. Now, on the liberal side, they don't like to have a discussion. They automatically want to be right, correct, and for you to shut up, because they don't agree with you. That means you're wrong without any discussion again in everything, not just guns.
Yeah.
All right. And that's why I don't like them a lot because you guys are. But anyways, yeah. So I actually, most of my gun knowledge came after the military because I was not a combat MOS. So I was a mechanic.
What's a combat MOS?
MOS is a profession that you choose.
Okay.
So, but I ended up in a combat unit, and I ended up being an up four meaning of enemy soldier. I was let's say like that. Our unit, it was a cavalry unit. Okay, we were a cav unit, and then we became a heavy, because they got us heck ton of tanks. But we did a lot of training for a reserve and National Guard. Yeah, you guys need to freaking up your game because you are just meatballs with the weapons.
So wait, who are you talking to now? Like,
National Guard and Reserve, we hate you.
what is that? What is that?
So National Guard and Reserve is pretty much, I'm going to finish this one, but National Guard and the Reserve is pretty much you go through basic training of your profession, and then you are a weekend warrior. You just every month, 2 days, you work as a soldier.
Okay.
That's it. And that's when you're going to see most of the selfies in the uniform.
And
on,
what kind
Instagram.
of work is it? What does it work?
What you
consist of?
choose, let's say like that, you can be a chaplain's assistant. There is a MOS of that. You can be a cook. You can be a...
Oh, what, really?
He said mechanic, so you were a mechanic, you said?
I was a mechanic. So, and a lot of times when people go there, they think...
I thought you were like with the gun and stuff. You
oh
know?
yeah, I was a mechanic for a very little bit because they were like, Gar, you will be a great enemy soldier. And we were...
Yeah, dude, look at you, all muscular and stuff.
Yeah,
and
so we were like a teaming, and we were ambushing our own people for shits and giggles, I would say, for a training.
Yeah.
So, and I loved it. Because me and the sergeant, we were making the strategies. We actually ambushed the National Guard unit so good. We pretty much erased them almost. And those dummies. So they training, who was watching over, I think he was Staff Sergeant, okay? And he said, make it obvious a little bit, because we had to plant IED and they should have searched it. We plant pretty shitty, okay? Grass everywhere and there is a pile of dirt. They still parked Humvee on it. Good job. So it was not a real IED, it's training, okay? And after we got into the battle, shooting each other and stuff with the, dummy rounds and stuff, and it's like a laser tag type of stuff coming up. Yeah. They got us halfway down, a little bit bored. We took most of the unit, I would say, out.
So it's like technology that detects how many, shots you kind of took?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So how many people you took out? It's they flare in red, the lights.
Yeah, like laser tag.
Yeah,
Laser tag,
so
same thing,
dudes told us, okay, where did you put the IED? And you just freaking parked the Humvee on it. So
They didn't see it.
yeah, if it was a real one, they will stop flying. So that will be a problem. And guess what? If that IED went off, if it was a real one, it was the first vehicle too.
Oh, so they would.
We got them. Like, what I'm saying? Only way they can go, it's back.
Okay, so you said, you didn't get into the army starting with, guns.
By
and
the way,
everything. you went
so
in
for
with
Reserve and the Reserve and National Guard, we respect the guys who actually moved from active army because you guys have experience. But National Guard guys, man, active army doesn't get much training really, and it's just funny how National Guard. It's actually even more sad. So my buddy is just swearing into the National Guard, but he's a better shot than I am. He grew up on competitions and stuff.
Okay.
Now he will be a best asset for that. But
you do compete now too, right? You do little competitions as well with shooting and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that later, but what I want to get to is, so you didn't get into army, purely for, what's it called? Being a soldier. You were a mechanic, right? And then you transitioned to being a soldier, or like how?
Oh, no. You are a soldier from day one. When you finish the basic training, quarantine in our country, I guess, where we are coming from, that's 3 months. They teach you rankings. They teach you like how to shoot, this, that, and they just torture you. You know what I'm saying? For you to be good, like compliant, training, right? And get into the shape. So...
and then after that, you're a soldier, no matter if you're
absolutely. When you pass basic training, that's it. You are the guy. Okay. So, and after basic training, they teach you your MOS. Now they might take you for a weapons, like a, marksmanship testing, still on that MOS training, your specialty training. But it's like mostly they teach you what you will be doing in the military when you will join your unit.
Okay. Now, how'd you get into the army? Like, what was it necessary, and that's why you kind of went into it, or
I just got sick and tired of how people are, I would say, like lazy these days, and everyone is crying about something.
What year was it when you went to the army?
2014, I believe. Yeah.
2014. Okay. And was there like you could say like this type of lifestyle where people were like soft and nobody really wanted to join the army? Was it ever like that?
No, it became extreme now, I believe, because of
Yeah.
the how it's like one side of the political group is bashing the patriots and stuff. And who do you think goes to the friggin' army? Patriots. Well, except the
Are they really bashing patriots?
You don't see that on TV,
I
man?
don't know. I probably
Well,
don't
they don't have as much respect for them as much as they used to.
Yeah.
I think, and especially the veterans too. Like that's what we're talking about the Patriots / veterans.
Yeah.
People don't have as much respect for them. I guess nowadays.
Okay.
They don't value what they did in the past. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just like
but I don't
they're
want to speak
watching-
for all of them, but
Right.
definitely a lot. Like some of them, definitely.
And
much
patriots
respect.
overall, I'm saying it's like the guys who love this country. You know what I'm saying? I love it, and one of the reasons why I went there because it's like in even little 3+ years, I just got a lot
Yeah.
here. A lot of help from this nation. So I was like,
sure.
I want to give back, and that's why I went there. And
Okay.
here's the thing: most of the guys these days, like let's say again that political group, they villainize the America first, like the love of your country. They want everything make about immigration and illegal immigration is good, and they openly hate you, but you still trying to like diversity and nonsense.
Do you ever see the America First statement like going too far with people, like in terms of they say okay America first, but then they're super against immigration as well. Like there's this type of people who do want immigration that are legal,
Yeah.
not the illegal stuff, which I understand. I'm all for that too. But then there's also people who say, "Oh, America first, this and that," with the intention to not really accept any more immigrants and stuff. They say, "Oh, we already have enough." So I don't know. Like, what is your take on it? Like America first. Do you ever see that side where people, I don't know, go over top with it, or do you think there's never?
Oh, I'm sure
Too
there
much
is
of that.
overtop on every side. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. None of them are angels and everything. But I do support immigration. But I support immigration if you are here for a reason. Not like
I
came
guess
to
for the right purpose.
came to United States. You started working. Country gave you awesome job. A few $1,000s a month that you will never get where you are coming from, and then you openly talk shit about this country and missing your country. Guess what? Get the hell out. Like, I don't want to see your ass here. So it's like you are the problem.
You would probably know, like a lot of Georgians do that too.
Absolutely.
A lot of immigrants in general, like they come to the country. They definitely have a better life. They have this and that, but then they always focus on the bad sides and the negative aspects of things, and then they end up just criticizing the country more than actually even saying the good things that they got from it.
Absolutely. That's why you're here. I always say the same thing.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think that's the best question.
Yeah, I don't want to see their asses. For me, America was my dream. I always wanted to come here. And then it's like...
That's everybody's dream.
yeah, but here's the thing was I was disappointed first 2 years because I was dealing with our own people. That was like, this country sucks first 2 years. But then I was like, when I started learn the English a little bit more, and people actually offered their help and this and that, and I was more with the Americans, I was like, man, this is awesome. Americans are actually great.
Yeah.
So,
And
this
you
country
lived
is
in the
great.
South for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I lived in Kansas. I would go back there on a heartbeat. I love that.
Kansas
freaking-
Jews,
yeah. Except football, I don't give a shit about it. But anyways, I just don't watch sports for
Yeah.
heck. I don't have time for that.
So,
So-
what was your experience like in the army? Your first maybe few years
Wait,
or
before-
few months? Yeah.
Before you ask that, so did you start the army in Georgia or here?
I was in a reserve in Georgia, yeah.
So can you tell us the experience, how it was in Georgia? Like, what was the process like, or like when you joined, what happened, like the experiences, and can you like compare with America's?
I would say at that moment, Georgian army had more discipline than here. But we've been raised in I would say, in a more problematic country. We are forced to grow up faster than people
Yeah.
are here. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, how parents are raising the kids. Oh, I want to be his friend. And then kid is a complete disaster, always doing wrong things or sitting home and not want to do things, not motivated. And one day, just we got a lot in the army like that. I appreciate it. At least they made the decision to do something for themselves, and that's great. But they are so physically weak. We had a guy on a rock march break his hip.
Wait, where are you talking this?
He
Georgia?
broke his hip. No, here.
Oh, here?
So we there were freaking, we were sleeping in the field, you know what I'm saying, on the field trainings and stuff. We were like hugging my AK and just being knocked out there. So
it was like you're saying it was easy for you guys.
we didn't have much supplies. We didn't have much gear in the
Yeah.
Georgian army. Just uniform, boots, your rifle. That's it. So, and we were sometimes staying overnight there with almost nothing on us. You know what I'm saying? Here you have everything.
Yeah.
Tents, like sometimes heating generators and everything. You got everything here.
Do you
Yes,
think?
sir.
Do you think it's good what Georgia does when you finish school and if you don't go to college, they make you go to the army?
If
What do
you
you-
are not
what's
sure,
your-
I
what's
think
your
it's
take?
good for everyone to do that. Even here, I would make it mandatory.
Yeah, that's what I would. I think people like to say, even in Georgia, they like to say like, why are they forcing us and stuff? But like at the end of the day, you should be thankful that they're
Absolutely.
at least making you do something. At least
Yeah.
they value your time when you don't value your time, and you're just like out there playing cards, drinking, and doing a bunch of crazy stuff when you can be doing something that can bring a value.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
So I
let's say like
I
that.
think
Even,
to an extent they should do this here too,
absolutely.
just so people don't
Did
become
they ever
super
have that?
lazy.
Did they ever have that rule here in America, where you had to? It was a mandatory ever.
Nah, I mean, I think
War
Probably
times,
not, you're
maybe
American.
like a World War
Yeah, right.
II.
I think during the world wars, I think they were like
Vietnam,
people
I believe
had to
that
get
was
like
the-
drafted.
Yeah.
Maybe we can like look this one up too. But it was never even like now it's not like that at all. Like you have more of a free choice than anything else. I think back then like everyone either maybe had of some sort of like training or like they were drafted when the world wars came around.
Yeah.
You looking it up now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, during wars, every country has that, no? Like where it's like now it becomes mandatory
Yeah,
during
I think
wars.
so, yeah.
But I'm saying like before, because in Georgia, even if there's no war, they still have that.
it still should be.
No,
In my opinion,
mandatory,
it
yeah.
still should
I
be.
think it's a good thing. Yeah.
Like at
I
least
used
do
to look at
6
it from a
months,
bad-
at
yeah.
1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like get a little bit. It will teach you some discipline. If I appreciate it, I do appreciate it because I still act like a soldier. I still live like a soldier. I'm very disciplined in comparison to many others.
Yeah,
So-
I used to be more like I would see a problem in that, saying like, why do they have to be forced? And one of the reasons was because I was like, I would say brainwashed. People would say like, it's such a bad thing when you force a person to go, but then I didn't look at it from a perspective of these people that they're forcing them to go. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
They're actually helping them, and people see it as a problem. I didn't have the bigger picture.
no, absolutely. Listen, you're gonna gain a lot of skills too, a lot of useful skills as a man. Because now these days, a lot of the men are not men; they're just males, and that's a big problem too. You know,
Interesting one, yeah.
so that's how I
Well
say
said,
it
yeah.
always. If you have a freaking junk on at the there, that doesn't mean you are a man. You're just a male. You have to prove yourself to be a man. So, and unfortunately, a lot of them are not.
Was that lacking here in the army when you came?
I would say people did lack a lot of discipline, and I believe it was already becoming soft. Already our generations that were in 2014 basic training already were soft-ish. But I
That's
believe
probably because of the equipments that you said. They had a lot of
not
everything.
no, not only that. Let's say like that. There was probably early 2000, something like that. I talked to the sergeant major. He was telling me about the Georgian guys in Iraq and stuff like that when he found out I was from Georgia. And the sergeant major was telling me, man, you cannot even imagine how awesome it was before. We were getting our asses beat if we mess it up and stuff like that in a
And he
basic
said
training.
it was awesome.
Yeah, he was because everyone was disciplined and everyone was like
Taking it serious.
exactly. Now it's I believe
Now
this
it's for money and for benefits instead of. Do I actually want to do what I'm doing? Do I actually want to defend the country, or do I want to go there so I can
it's
get the
here
benefits?
and there, but problem is too basic training became super soft because now they cannot beat your ass, and some of the bases I believe maybe they already canceled that, but there were like a red flag rule or something like that. If a drill sergeant is yelling at you too much, You can like pull off the
Dude, yeah, I
red
heard
flag
that too.
or red card or something like that. Come
As a
on,
complaint,
man!
right?
I never been cursed in my life as much as in a basic training. I had a small, short Hawaiian guy. My drill, I don't know for some reason he hated my guts. I never gave him a reason for that because I was like, they gave me order. Now my English was here and there. Sometimes I misunderstood stuff, but I always
That's probably why.
Yeah, but when I got it, they always like okay. Other drill sergeants were cool. He for some reason it's like
There's always that type of guy
yeah.
that always just like kind of picks on you no matter what.
But I just disconnected, and
Everywhere,
it's
yeah.
like what they say, I do in it. That's it.
That's how it should
is.
be in the army, especially.
Yeah, because it's they're testing you mentally and physically a lot. That's what it is.
You know what's another thing that I heard the army does now is like they have less what would that word be? Less
So word you're looking for?
they don't like differentiate the people in the, it's like, for example, if somebody's like actually not able to do the things that you're telling them, they're not in physical shape, like I think they should have the right to like literally tell them to get out, like kick them out, not like that, get out, but
No, I
you're not
understand.
fit,
It's
you're not
been
fit to
there.
be here, so you have to leave. But I don't think that's happening now. I think they're just like, we're just gonna make sure that we're gonna make this environment for everybody, instead of making the environment for just what people should do for the army. You know, I've heard that from my friend.
Yeah.
There was people, they made the training super easy just so everybody can make it. Back then, it wasn't like that. You actually had to be very strong mentally and physically to be in the army. Otherwise, you were not fit to be a warrior.
I mean, I do respect older age guys who's been in the military before, way before, because they went through a crap and they didn't have so much comfort as we had, actually, when you think about it. But now you are pretty much right, I would say. But APFT did become harder. I don't know if someone told me they paused it because a lot of soldiers were not passing it, because now it's deadlifts there and the farmer's walk and certain exercise. I was like, oh my God, I wish when I was in, they had that, because I would ace everything. But we had a freaking douchebags. I'm sorry. Tiny freaking skinny guy, right? Freaking guy is like a 5'5", 140 pounds. And he's laughing at me because he's running faster than me. Bro, if I get shot, you ain't taking me. I'm dying there. You are not taking me out from a zone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where is the
like
battle
dragging
is
you out
going?
the
Yeah.
zone.
Because he can't carry you, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna die there. So yeah, PFT doesn't matter. Me with the slow run, I will carry you on one shoulder and still freaking shoot back them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference. It was dumb. Now there was like a certain set class. It's like a deadlift should be this amount of weight. Farmer's carry this, and it made more sense. You know, for a battle testing.
Yeah.
You know, I think it not even just starts with the army, but like physically, people are just not like incapable nowadays too. Like I just looked up, there used to be physical tests in schools in the early 1900s, like all the way through to the
Absolutely.
early 2000s.
Nope.
But they got rid of it because apparently, it was, people were slow and athletic, overweight. People often failed. Kids felt judged rather than motivated. Like there was like reasons why they got rid of like that mandatory like physical tests. They used to test things like push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, shuttle runs, sit and reach, like 1 mile. Like those things aren't like, they're super like little compared to like the military physical tests. I bet, but
They still had that in high school and middle school. That
they
we
probably
went
do,
to.
but it's like more mandatory and like they're more like soft on them than they used to be.
Okay.
And it's like it all starts here in like the youth days, like where it's like you should be able to do a push up, you should be
Yeah.
able to do a sit up, you should be able to run for a mile without getting your lungs all burnt out and
That's
stuff.
why
So-
people back then were more fit. Like if you, there's
Yeah.
footages from people from school, like high school and middle school too, when they had kids like do like the gym workouts and stuff,
Yeah.
they were more fit. You see people
Yeah.
now, they're all just like fat.
Absolutely.
They grow up
It's-
on
it's pretty
cereal,
sad, yeah.
donuts, processed
Yeah.
foods.
That's a very big fault of the parents too. Because look at the parents. Why their kids being like a disaster, walking mess? Because I never seen so many fat kids in my life,
Yeah.
like I see it right now. So, and that is a problem because guess where they get the food from? Or parents give money for them to buy in a school, and what we get in a school, pizzas and stuff. Like, why?
Yeah. Like imagine if they
make it food
imagine if they
big-
mandated like some sort of like physical class for every single person, not just like PE, not just like
Yeah.
like PE. Oh yeah, we're gonna play kickball today, and like if you don't want to play, you can just sit on the side. It's like,
Oh, yeah, that's
what
crazy.
is that? Like you should be able to like pick either maybe like a calisthenics class, a weight training class, a cardio, like some sort of class. It's like during your school day, you go and just do that physical activity. Just like it starts from there, that habit right there and then. And it's like they're letting these kids become fat, become lazy, become comfortable, and they just give them everything, and they take it for granted.
Thing is, the food in the schools are outsourced to the private corporations. What private corporations want? Everything is connected to each other. Okay, food industry is connected to the medical. And these days we have a freaking teens, okay, that are diabetics. What the hell is that? I understand type 1 diabetic because it's like it somewhat comes from a genetical issue, but type 2, you got yourself into it, you know.
Yeah, at that point,
Now it's
right?
no longer genetics.
It's
now
just-
it's just
yeah.
your diet.
Yeah, it's you. You are a failure. And you have to know about it too, because you know how many times I've been told I was a failure and I messed up and I was this and I was that. And what I'm right now, I'm doing pretty well because no one put their hand on my head all the time. And it's okay. It's okay. It's like you are special. And now we have none of the kids getting like scolded. Everyone gets what they
And
want.
they get praised even for
Exactly.
doing something bad.
And this like it doesn't matter if you won or lose, you still get a medal.
Right.
This
That's
should not
that's
be-
huge.
Participation trophy.
Participation trophy and participation
Yeah.
medals. Yes.
So, and we see with the new rules and like a modern society how society actually degraded because of that. Hospitals are making a lot of money though. Congratulations to them.
I never understood the idea of, when you grow up, you start to think about this more. Like, there's no way high schools don't make enough money for them to give us good food. What they give us is
No, they
absolute
they
garbage.
make plenty of money because of the property taxes are growing every year.
But that's their plan, I think.
They
Where's my tax
outso-
money going? Where's it going?
They outsource to the private corporations, as I said. Private corporations give us garbage, food, okay? And the part of the private, those corporations owning certain medical, let's say medication, companies that make medicine and stuff like that. Guess what? Kid is diabetic in his early teens. What they going to do?
Because
They're
of your
gonna put in-
diet, so then
Absolutely.
they obviously get on
How
the
many-
medicine.
Exactly.
their whole
How
plan,
many
right?
kids?
Yeah, that's
how
what I was-
many
that's what I'm thinking.
kids are on a medication, antidepressants and stuff? You know, this is our second brain. Our stomach is our second brain. If your stomach is inflated, okay. If you're bloated, your stomach is inflated. If you have a diarrhea, I'm sorry, your stomach is inflated. Inflammation. It had inflammation.
Or if your
So-
farts smell terrible.
I'm going to say the same thing as I said right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, your stomach is under inflammation. And guess what? It does affect brain a lot. That's why when you clear your diet, or some of the people when they go on a strict carnivore, their mind is clean. Like they don't feel depressed. They don't feel stressed out anymore.
They think clear now. It's like
Yeah,
they don't have brain
because
fog. type of fog.
When you have a stomach inflammation, none of the minerals being actually observed or vitamins. That's why we have a certain people have a certain problems with the certain foods, right? And they don't know it yet. Like my coach, he didn't knew that he had a problem with what you call that, what we have in a bread or pasta, gluten. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He tore half of his body over time. He thought he was eating healthy. He was eating everything on point, sticking to the calories here and there. Certain foods have a gluten. Protein bars have a gluten too. So, but no, he did not. So that is why his stomach never absorbed anything, and he started tearing one muscle, second muscle, third muscle.
Oh,
little by
so
little like
his
that.
body wasn't taking the nutrients,
Exactly.
and he was going hard in the gym.
Exactly.
Didn't realize that it was because of his stomach issues that he wouldn't observe.
Absolutely. And we
absorb
don't
the
and
nutrients.
and that's just an example. We get that overall with everyone. So, and that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. You have to watch what you eat. You have to be really careful because just fixing up your diet can fix up your mental problem.
You know what's another thing? People think that when you have, like, for example, stomach inflammation or some other things that your body like signals you, it's automatically a problem now. So now you need to actually, I guess, start to take medicine, which is wrong because your body's actually giving you a signal that means that you have to take something something natural. That's why your body's signaling that things, or other way around. Actually, a lot of the times when you are eating a lot of processed foods and then you go on a healthy diet, guess what happens? Your body reacts the same way. You might get like your stomach might hurt or something like that. That's because all the bacteria, all the bad things in your body is just about to come out, and it's like, I guess, going in reaction with the bad stuff. So it's not always a bad thing. Like, for example, drinking kefir, I heard that it's really good because it has this I don't know what it's called, but it kills kills the bacteria, so your gut is cleaned out by morning. That's why I usually take it before you go to sleep.
Well, it gives you good bacteria. It has bacteria in it. that
What
replace-
I mean is like the bad bacteria dies, but it gives you like that bad bacteria that is good for you.
Good bacteria.
Yeah.
Well,
The bad bacteria dies.
Yeah, good
The
bacteria. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Plus,
Good bacteria kills the
activated
bad
charcoal
bacteria.
can take care of that too.
Which people, when they drink that and they, for example, some kid drank that and they got a issue with their stomach and they go well, it's all, this is bad. No. This is actually good because that means whatever you were eating was bad and it cleans it out. So people need to have this basic understanding that just because your stomach hurts doesn't always mean that it's like that food was a problem.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Well, let's not stray away from our topic with what we're talking about with gun controls, right? Like, what do you think is problem with gun control, or do you even think that?
Gun control is a problem.
Do you think it's a problem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Gun
why would you
control
say
is a
that?
problem. Okay, I'm gonna bring, because I'm from there pretty much, and I'm gonna bring that country there. But it works in many European countries these days too. Because look around. So what happened in Georgia when they banned the weapons, like having of weapons? Like,
Did they ban it?
oh yeah, only way you can have a private weapon. Police gonna come to your home, check your safe. You have to go through a lot of testing.
Yeah, a lot of people
and-
lost their guns. I remember that.
Yeah. And it's like a police knows you have everything. You have to register everything. And what we got, politicians started taking properties from people after that when people just gave up everything. Like how many times being Vakhtang Gorgasali, he's Degli, where is the church?
Yeah.
You remember that park? Now there's the Euro something park in front of it. It became,
Yeah. I think I know what he's talking
that
about.
was the restaurants, man. Those people were forced to give up those restaurants, give it to the government, and they destroyed everything. They were forced.
Why?
They cannot fight.
Because they couldn't fight against them.
Exactly. Same thing with the homes. How many homes were like people were forced to sign the papers that they were giving it out or selling it to the investors to build the skyscrapers and stuff there.
So you're talking about this square, Georgia?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And how many people got their cars pretty much taken away from them because some politician likes your freaking Bentley, you borrowed from America, all right, from a Copart or something, you fix it up, and now you're driving, you all happy, but there is no one with the same Bentley, okay? And they falsificate paperwork that you stole it, and they taking it from you.
Is
So
that
you
a
can-
similar concept thing with guns? Is that what they actually do?
This is the thing. When they take your weapons, they can do what the hell they want because they know you cannot fight for your rights even. Now what we have...
I think in Georgia it was a lot of the situations where the gun that they owned, they didn't have it registered. So that's already
Yeah, he's
a
saying it
problem.
shouldn't be registered. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know. But
like.
Yeah.
I'm making a claim that I think it should be registered most of the time.
Why?
Because they need to know who they're giving the gun to.
Okay, so let's say government went crazy and they're like, okay, we want you to be on a universal basic income, okay? All of you will get $500 a month because there it's money a little bit different. So, and you have a right to go more than 15 minutes away from your home or something like that. They give you a heck ton of limitations. They want your kids to learn exactly that, and they don't ask you as a parent what you want, what they need to learn. You don't think that's a tyranny?
So they're saying
What is
just
that?
because we give you the ability to have a gun, now we're gonna restrict your.
No. Okay, maybe I'm explaining wrong. Am I messing up something here?
Yeah, explain a little bit. So try to say it again.
Okay, let's say like that. If you don't have a weapon, you cannot protect your rights, pretty much, because government
don't or
doesn't
do?
care.
You don't or do?
If you don't have a weapon, you cannot protect yourself.
That's true.
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh, we're
that.
talking about America, right?
I was bringing the Georgian Republic as example. Yeah, because people doesn't have a pretty much right to have, except if you don't go through multiple classes, get a certification, blah blah blah. And I believe you have a limited amount of bullets you can buy. And police comes and checks your safes and where you store the weapons. Yeah. Okay, they control it on a top level.
You see, this is the thing.
Yeah, he's on the controversial side. I love it. I don't know if you know this guy who is also like he's attorney and he's fighting for like the against gun control and everything too.
Good. Yeah.
He's pretty popular. He's very controversial too. A lot of people disagree with him. I forgot his name. I'll look him up. But yeah, he was saying the same points, and I see why you're saying that. But yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what happened in Georgia. I don't know why they started to do that. It can be for a different reason. I have to look into it, right? Like why they started to take. Because I remember that they took a gun from our grandpa.
Yeah.
But I don't and other people too. I don't know why it wasn't registered, or I think it needed to be renewed or something like that.
I mean, don't
So,
forget about what Saakashvili did when people came out.
Well, you're talking about like taking the properties,
Properties,
but we're talking about
cars.
guns. Because look, I don't want to mix it
Because
up
you
with
cannot.
properties.
No. Let
wouldn't
me
mix-
explain to you.
Gun is a completely different thing other than a property.
You
Let me
don't get it.
Let me explain why.
This conversation has a zero meaning, actually, because of you misunderstood what I said.
Okay, say it again.
You don't have a weapon, okay? Government can force you to do what the hell they want. Take your property, take your children from you.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
I'm not
hold up.
connecting gun and the property. It's like in a way of like they taking gun and they taking
Okay,
property is
watch
like
this.
connected.
You have
All
a
right.
gun, right? You own a gun.
Absolutely.
They didn't take the gun from you. Now government comes in your house. You think there's gonna be one person coming into your house and trying to take everything? There's gonna be so many people that go, I'm sorry, but even if you have a tank in your house, they're gonna take you like this and get you out of there. That's one. Second, the example you bring is not realistic. At least in the 21st century, they don't just come in like that.
No, I understand.
That was when it was corruption, but that wasn't because of the guns. Guns would not have changed anything if you ask me, because it was clear. People still had guns. The government could not find because they were hiding
Yeah.
them. But that wasn't changing anything either way. First of all, the reason why they would be taking guns from, at least where I lived in the village,
Yeah.
is because they were the neighbors would be snitching on each other, so the government would come and take the guns from them. What's up?
No. I didn't plug this in, but it's okay. We still have the audio.
Okay.
Time out.
What's going on?
Wait, do we have this audio?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay. Longest we have this, doesn't matter then.
Yeah, I just want to keep it plugged in. Sorry.
It's okay.
Ah,
But
you're
my
good.
point was that there was actually a lot of the things that was happening that was
Yeah.
causing causing all this for the police to come and take the guns. You know what? The neighbors would make up a story that this person, because in Georgia it's popular, they kill the pork for New Year's.
Yeah.
They would be using that example, like I heard a shooting from their house and blah blah blah. They would make up all these stories, and I would kind of say like I don't know much law in Georgia, but I think it's less developed. So police would just come in, take the gun. We heard this complaint. We don't care. We just take it. You see, that was the problem. It wasn't always the government, right? That's one perspective that I heard too. It's always the government, blah blah blah, whatever. It was actually the people that were making up stories because. I don't know. It was jealousy. It was I don't know what it was.
I mean, our
But
people
it was-
love to do that stuff. Yeah, but
if we're talking about for America, we have so many cases where people own guns
yeah,
without any sort of control, and you see you see what is happening.
who's been
This
doing
is the
that
guy I
though?
was talking about, by the way. Colleen. Colleen.
Okay, yeah, I've seen.
You probably know him.
Yeah.
I think he's like the.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's
okay.
talk about America.
All right.
Like, for
In
example,
America-wise, who
think it's
did
still
the
safe?
most of the shootings?
people that had illegal or that were not
Let's say illegal.
quote, that were not like
Register?
checked by their mental, physical, whatever, if they can shoot gun,
Oh,
if they can,
now
if they can
we are
own the gun or
talking
not.
mental wise. Mental wise, we are talking because most of the shooters were transgender and
Yeah.
on the liberal side because
But should they have guns?
absolutely
Because
not.
they can claim that they need it for self defense.
If you have a mental problem, no. It doesn't matter. If you have a mental problem, that's why I didn't support transgenders being in the army. We already had the lesbians, great people actually, freaking hardcore. But transgenders, even freaking gays don't like transgenders. All right? This is how funny it is.
Yeah.
Because I worked in an area like that. I worked at the job like that.
So
I was
your
dealing
point-
with everyone.
So your point is same thing as mine, that they should have a gun control to a degree.
To a degree, as I said.
Because it's important.
Here is
Without
the
it,
thing.
it fails.
If you have a mental problems, all right, you should not have a weapon because you're a ticking bomb.
Yeah.
Okay? If you have a mental problems. But that's why we have to figure this out in a school. What we do in a school here, right? We can check it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can always go to the nurse or have a proper medical team.
Examination.
Yeah, and plus, here is the thing too. It's like a mental problem these days. Like people being thinking of their this or that.
Yeah.
School being actually inflating that too, because a lot of teachers are most of the teachers are liberals too, and they believe in this nonsense a lot. And they telling them too that they are oppressed and stuff. Like, who cares if you don't shaking your ass
And that-
outside? It's like I'm promoting that. I don't care. You can do whatever you want to do. In
And
your
that brings up hatred into the people. And then now they start going around thinking that what they're doing is completely like right almost, because it's like an adult praised you and kind of gave you affirmation that there's all these people trying to attack you. So your automatic self-defense is, let me just get rid of them or something. Which this doesn't happen overnight, but this develops over time. When you start to, even finish high school and you remember all these things like, okay, why are these people treating me this way? It's because my teacher told me that they're, I guess, coming to get me and something like that. So it kind of affects them, right?
Okay. I'm just curious. Like, did you do any research on gun control and all that stuff, like the debates or anything like that? Did either of you guys? I was just
No.
interested. Okay, because it depends what we talk about, right? Like, I think what you guys are agreeing on is something that's very basic, but I guess the bigger argument is whether every gun that you own should be registered or not. He seems like he's advocating for the idea that the government shouldn't have, I guess, every single information on where your gun is or where it's going or when it was purchased, all that stuff. Because, right? Am I wrong?
yeah, in my opinion, background check is good enough.
Yeah, background check is good enough. Now, what they want to do is they want to know every single detail on where your gun is, when you purchased it, how old it is, and all that stuff, and who you might give it to. And all. So, for example, I have a gun, right? And I'm going away. And I live in a pretty dangerous neighborhood, per se.
Yeah.
I'm leaving my family behind. I am not allowed to leave them a gun because they have not passed the registration and the shooting, like knowing how to shoot and all that stuff. So I can't, like, technically leave them.
No.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
do you
can't.
agree with that or you don't?
So I think there's a it creates some kind of problem there where you're not allowed to give your gun to a family member who's going to use that gun purely for self-defense.
Yeah.
But then at the
It's
same time, it can
complicated
also
'cause,
create a problem on you having a gun and you giving it to somebody, and then they can go and do something like harmful.
That's
to
why
other
I'm
people.
saying
So it's like,
whoever owns
where's
the
that
gun,
fine
they need
line,
to-
right?
They need to have that at least 1 year, like annual checkups, mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Are they capable of owning a gun? Should they have a gun? But it looks like, at least from my research and what I've seen from videos, what I've read, what I heard from people,
Yeah.
it does not look like that's where it's going. They're not promoting that stuff. They're like, this guy got it. He did a background check. Boom, he has it. But guess what? You never know what that guy's gonna mentally, or where he's gonna be mentally in 2-3 years. Every year they should go through a checkup, how they're doing, and should they have the rights to own the gun. Even for, okay, call it a self-defense, whatever you want, it's still not safe for them to have a gun. Because yeah, they have it for self-defense, but you know how easy it is to just take a gun and run to your neighbor and kill them? Police isn't going to be there always controlling you. That's not how things work.
Right.
need to
So,
establish that
so
realistic.
that's what I'm saying is probably God knows this more. So, what are the regulations that one needs to have in order to own a gun, and what can they do then with that gun? Like, what are their rights to do with the gun? What is it they can't do? You know what I mean? When you
I mean,
can't carry
depends
the
on the
gun with you.
state. Depends on
Yeah.
the state, but we do have, I believe, this state. I'm not sure, but most of the states in the United States is stand your ground and castle doctrine. If you
Meaning-
will get into my home
Yeah.
and you are a threat, I can take you out.
But I've heard that if somebody gets shot in the back, like somewhere in their leg, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
even like back of their shoulder, they
can sue you.
They can sue you, and because you're not allowed to like shoot at them while their back is turned. I heard something like that.
Back is turned, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, but I've heard something like that. So
No,
there's still
that's true.
regulations, right? When
Let's say
somebody
like
comes
that.
in.
If you turn around and you're running away, yeah, I cannot shoot you.
I mean, why should you, right?
Yeah, that's like
That's
a
like
cold blood
intentional
murder.
killing
You
right
know,
there.
I'm just So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, that's you cannot do.
Because a lot
That's
of
what I'm
people will
saying.
say, I don't care about that dude. They're a threat. So
Oh,
you know,
then they're dumb and they're gonna
That's
end
why
up
they
in the
shouldn't
jail.
own guns, right?
But
That's my
don't,
whole
I mean,
point.
don't get me wrong. I still support the freaking those dum-dums who trying to freaking take my home out and probably, possibly, if my wife will be home, let's say like that by herself, and some two idiots are coming in to like
Break in and steal
steal stuff.
God knows what.
You think
what their
she's
intention is.
safe?
that's what
They're
I'm
gonna
saying.
beat her up to the death too, and God forbid there is more to it.
Yeah.
That's why I
And-
said those guys will not have a gun if they do this control where they check them mentally. You understand what I'm trying to say? They're not going to be
You
able
think
to.
criminals care about it?
No. I know they can, but I'm saying it's less likely for them
No.
than it is now because now it's easily accessible versus you're trying to somehow help.
If you've been
that-
caught once, there is a certain negative things on your background. They will not be able to buy. You go through a background check. You go through. You have to fill up the paperwork. You're gonna put your social security even and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And some of my buddies, let's say like that, they waited for a day. On me, it comes up super fast. I just fill it up. They run it. 5 minutes. I'm out.
Okay, but you're
because
different.
I have a squeaky clean
You have
background.
experience.
No, I have a squeaky clean background. I never made the problems. I never freaking had even like a speeding ticket, pretty much. Okay, that's why.
That's background check. Background check
I
isn't.
know, but
your
Even if
experience.
you
You know what I'm
didn't
saying?
pay your tickets, even if you didn't pay your tickets, and you have a freaking certain like debt to the government, they will not give you the gun.
okay. Do you agree with that?
I mean, if government want to get their money back, then yeah, why not?
No, not just the money part. Like, should they be like should people like that can't follow a simple law should have something serious?
That's
as
why
a
they
gun?
are not able to take it anyways, because they didn't follow the law and they're not taking it. If you've been arrested, you ain't getting anything. Only maybe some Marcus guy with his Impala in a dark parking lot. He can open the trunk and get you a Glock for a few $100 quietly without.
Right,
You know,
which
anyone else
there's
know,
a
and
bunch
that's
of scenarios
illegal.
for that, right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah. So then we are
What
talking
about for
different.
hunting? Let's say one wants to go hunting and they have a background of being in jail and
Oh, still no.
they can't. Okay.
Yeah, nope.
You
You know,
don't,
what do you
don't,
think-
don't you
what do you
guys
think
think?
about this
Don't you
topic?
think government can only control so much though?
Yeah.
Like even if like they were to do like checkups like every single year, it's like it doesn't stop them from like let's say like doing drugs like the next day and then like being all cracked out and like going and then shooting up some
Yeah.
people or themselves killing themselves with a gun. It's like I feel like you can only do so much.
But
The
without
gov-
doing that, you're
Listen,
basically not doing much.
They
Was that
made.
again?
we not by not doing that, you're not doing much either because at least if you do this, it will help like even 1%, 2%, whatever. What I'm trying to say is even like little things like that can still affect and decrease the percent of the
That's
crime.
why.
If
That's
you
why
ask
I
me.
asked what kind of research you've done because like I can tell that what you're talking about is such basic topics that I wanted to get to like something bigger. Like there are other issues that involve with that type of stuff. Is the way I see it, and based on the statistics that people were showing on both sides, seems like background check and mental health check doesn't seem to be something that regulates school shootings and stuff. In fact, sometimes it has nothing to do with that.
Because they don't do it properly,
So like,
maybe.
right. That's what I'm saying. And people advocate for, do it properly, make it more strict, make it more or
but
less
how?
accessible for people to have it. But that doesn't get in the way of a criminal going,
Criminals
and
still will
getting
have
a
it.
gun
It
and
doesn't matter.
doing a wrong intention. People think that, and that's what I'm saying is, the government seems to use that to say, oh, maybe what the mistake we made was we weren't strict enough with these people on
We
their
gave it
check.
to the wrong person or
Right,
something like that, right?
But that's not the case.
What's the case then?
So I think as a skeptic towards government and how they run things, I think slowly they're trying to take away the right for people to bear arms. They're trying to slowly deteriorate our amendments and really
get out of
destruct the
here. Come on.
country with yeah.
It's okay. He will open his eyes one day.
Freedom of speech, Second Amendment, like all these stuff.
Second
do you
Amendment,
not?
You think
I know. Do you not see it being
dude,
attacked?
freedom of speech.
Do you
That's
not
the
see
funny
it being
one.
attacked?
What?
Do you not see it being attacked in a way?
But it's like that, like what Mike said, which
Yeah.
I agree with. Regardless of all those things,
Yeah.
it will still happen. But by that statement that you made,
Which
the
one?
government not making a proper background check, which you say it's not, doesn't really change it. I think it does change a lot of things. It
Well,
hasn't
you have to
happened.
right.
Does
That's
it
why
has
you
it
have to
happened?
know it. You have to know this for you to tell me that it
But
makes
has
a
it
big
happened?
difference.
Has it
because the
happened?
stats don't seem to show that those background checks do any less harm for people like to purchase guns. It
that's what I'm
doesn't.
saying. I'm
doesn't
saying-
get in the way. In
I know.
fact,
But
Oh,
what
by
type
the
of-
way,
what
how
type
about
of
the
background checks?
gun-controlled states, like a really heavily controlled states, Illinois, New York, California? How they're doing?
As
Well,
far as I
New York
know,
is just like
yeah,
a
New York
cesspit of
is
just multiple different types
high
of people
rate,
in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Illinois.
What?
Illinois.
I have no idea.
Freaking. What's the capital of the Illinois? I forgot. Murder capital of the United States. The nickname of it.
I have no clue.
Illinois.
Come on, Google.
Chicago, is it?
Chicago, yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
And it's such a certain people left that place because like they love their guns, and I will leave this state too if they're gonna put like a crazy gun laws on here. Because listen, I know you freaking carry sometimes because I don't want to pull on someone and take his ass out and then being what you call that, blamed on something, and they take everything from me because I love weapons. All right, I compete. I'm using that for a sport. So now, knuckleheads in Illinois, aka mostly in Chicago, they took it from. It's very hard to get. Okay, so it's really hard to get. Guess what? Who has the most weapons? Criminals. That's why there is
That's
so
what-
much
that's
killing, more killing than here or any other non-gun
I guess
controlled
that's the
state.
issue that I was
there is
trying to get
way more killing
I know,
there.
but misunderstanding is not me saying that background check is like, okay, background check isn't happening. That's why it's that. I'm saying proper background check isn't happening.
Okay, what is a proper background checking?
I think they're just not doing it as often as it should be. So if you ask me,
They doing every
how-
time you're buying stuff.
How many? Okay, you own a gun. You
Yeah,
bought a gun
yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
You passed the check. How often do you have to? How often do they check? Like recheck you? I guess.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
But like, also too, it's like when it comes to the checks, it's like, what is the standard? Because obviously, like the extreme
Yeah.
people who have mental health issues, obviously they shouldn't have guns
At all? Like,
at all, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, when is like the tick, like the check mark, where
And
it's
that
like,
will
oh,
show
you,
on
you,
your
you
background.
marked off three of these boxes, right? Out of like these, that's how you know that we should take your gun away. It's like they see like the slightest like bit in your mental health. It's like,
I think that needs a lot of thinking. Yeah. Like,
yeah, I think it gets very like it gets really a lot of gray area involved in that and stuff like that. And
Which that's why I'm all for less people owning guns. And let me tell you why. Because there's less people that can think logically when to shoot and when not to shoot. But what people want to do is just like how everybody now wants to join the army and have the benefits, but by doing nothing, then it shouldn't be like that. Whoever is quote unquote worthy to own a gun and for the right purpose, not just for I'm a weak man, so I just want a gun so I can easily, when somebody breaks in, even though I might not be able to pass that test, I might not be able to shoot, I still want to have a gun. You see, there's so many things that involves the whole like crimes going up and everything is because people are complaining saying, why can't we have a gun? We're like left out and those people own a gun. That's what I'm saying. Like if you actually did a test on people that own the gun, I think maybe if you like a proper checkup on them, where you test them how their aim is, in a situation you test them how easily do they get mad, when to shoot, when not to shoot. If you ask me, I think not, maybe like
I'm pretty explosive.
70.
I will rip your head off. This is
seven-
how explosive I am if
seven-
you look at even my girl wrong. But
Wait, Gar,
I
hold up.
never freaking pulled my freaking weapon because of that.
But that's not the only gray area I'm touching. That's one of them. That's not being one of like. That's not being like the one.
Okay, explain
but
to
it's
me
one of them.
why in 1950s, 60s
I
there
think
was so
70%
much
more people will
less
fail.
crime. Even high schoolers had the shotguns
What was
in
that?
their truck. 1950s, 1960s, 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Why there was so much less crime when even freaking high schoolers had the weapons?
Well, like
Explain
I said,
to me.
I don't know,
Oh,
but I
okay.
would probably guess because there was a better
Do a research.
checkup. There was
So-
probably better. You do
No,
your
there
research.
was not.
Why was it like that?
There
then?
was
You-
not
you-
even computers there.
tell
So,
me. Why
okay,
was there less?
please.
crime?
So I'm trying to understand the stance, right? Because
Wait. Can we have
yeah,
Gar
I'm sorry.
answer
Yeah,
first?
No. Go for it.
No,
It's
because
a
I'm trying to. I think I understand your stance. Like you think if government had less control over gun control, that means people would naturally have less crime because now everyone has a gun, or everyone like kind of stays to their own individual like.
Not
castle, you
everyone.
call it?
Again, not everyone. It's like I don't support having
Yeah.
weapons with people with mental
course,
problems
of course,
and stuff, and they automatically take it away from
all-
them
we can all
too.
agree to that.
If you have a PTSD, if you've been in the army and you're a veteran and have a PTSD, hey,
Sorry,
you cannot have a weapon, buddy. No, you cannot. So if you did certain problems, if you DUI this, they take weapons from you too. So guess what? It's like it's not that easy as you think. But when they take from regular people, and then criminals know only they have it, that's like a freaking Chinese
That's what I'm
buffet.
trying to get at.
It's a Chinese
That's
buffet.
when it becomes an issue.
That's why most killings, most crimes comes from heavily gun-controlled states.
Yeah, I agree with that. That they're taking now government cannot tell the difference between somebody that should have a gun and somebody that shouldn't have a gun. So what they do is they take it from everybody, right? That's what you're saying. That's the issue, right? That now you're taking it from normal people that should have guns, people that are people that have the proper mindset to own a gun for self-defense. Now they're taking it from them too. That's obviously wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's not a proper background checks clearly by I know how the crimes are happening, all these things. Because why do they have a gun?
Okay.
Why do all these people?
Let's
that
break it
commit all
down.
these
Let's break it down.
Okay,
Right?
most of the crimes came from, again, we know where. A lot of mass shootings, everyone was transgender. Why did everyone was transgender? Like
Why do
that
they-
means
okay, why do
they have a
even
mental
gun then,
problems.
Gar? You think they all stole them?
Exactly, that's why I'm saying why they have a weapon. So as we
Not
understand,
a proper background check. Simple.
I don't think so.
1 second, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
let's.
smack him around a little bit later.
I think you're oversimplifying it than it actually is.
So please tell
What do
me,
you mean
what-
they didn't have a? So
what else
let's
is
look
it?
at
Yeah,
what is a
let's look
proper
at it.
background checks, right? So it says
No. Don't look. Before you do that, tell me why is it that they own a gun then? If it's not a proper background check, what is it? Why did they have it? They steal it, just like
well,
that.
that's the thing. One of the things with and correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things with selling a gun is also a business, right? So that person can come in and offer, let's say, I'm just saying hypothetically, a lot of money, and they will give them the gun. Maybe that might be unlikely, but it's a business. The person can still do something illegal for that person. That's one. Two, maybe there can be a scenario where that person, got the gun from somebody who already previously owned the gun, had it registered on their name or whatever, and they just simply gave that gun to that person.
Oh no, they have to.
Or-
They have to go to the
you
store
literally
and
just
do
telling me the
another.
issues that I have. So thank
One
you so
second.
much.
No, well, maybe I don't know it either, but I think you're oversimplifying.
They
it.
will go to the shop.
Yeah.
They will run background check on the new guy, and if it's clean, then you can give the weapon. Without background check, without doing it in a store transfer, that's not happening.
So how do these people get a gun? The one that's the mass
we
shooting.
can
Do
do
we know?
research. Okay, how they got the weapons? Because a lot of them are school students. That means
Yeah, that's
it's
why
for
it's
their
weird, dude.
parents, or they actually got it illegally.
Yeah, either
You
or.
cannot get a weapon. Only way you can get a weapon is like, I believe, after you're 19 or 18, you can get a just a rifle hunting, something hunting stuff. You cannot get a pistol.
So I mean, is it not likely that, let's say you own a gun and I know you own a gun, right?
Yeah,
And I come and ask you for a gun and you give it to me.
no way. You ain't getting shit. My daddy's not getting shit from me. You think I will give it to you?
No, I'm saying I know you probably won't give it to me, but I'm saying,
He's saying it as
is
an
there
example.
a proper scenario where
We will
there's
go
no
to the store and then you will do a background check and I will transfer it to you. That's the only way.
Yeah, but there's no other way that somebody can just hand you a gun
But
because they have it.
Depends.
Is it a TikTok or some freaking sneakers bar? No, you cannot do
God,
that.
stop. People do that. You have
Well,
to
maybe-
understand.
And
they
that's
don't.
they're doing wrong thing. That's unlawful.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, bro.
No, I'm
That's
saying,
literally
do
what I'm
people do
saying.
it unlawfully like that? I'm sorry. Do people do it unlawfully that way?
Here's the thing. You want to have a gun, you want to protect yourself, freaking read rules. That's how it is. If you're a dumbass and you just borrow it and they're all like, oh, okay, I can do what I want. That's a problem.
Unfortunately, that's a problem, and that's what's happening.
Well,
that's the issue
listen,
that I'm
there is
focusing on.
rules out there, okay? People speed on their cars too,
Yes.
all right? And what's happened? A lot of people die. More people die from a car accidents than weapons. More people die from a doctors than weapons.
I guess
you
what
gonna
was your
do?
purpose
I mean,
with that
check the
question?
numbers. It's actually true. Biggest freaking problem is the medicine, doctors. Most deaths come from a medical misdiagnosis and stuff. That's where the most deaths coming from. Most.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's see.
Okay, but that,
One second. Let's go through what I asked ChatGPT on, like the regulations, right? It says employees check your criminal record, employment history, education, credit, and sometimes driving record. No federal law bars all people with criminal records, but some offenses can disqualify you depending on the job. So he says no federal law bars all people with criminal records, but some offenses can disqualify you depending on the job. So apparently, not all criminal records disqualify you from
The only
getting a
way I
gun.
can support that if you went to the, let's say, these days judges are here and there too, but if you fight it off, you will still have some criminal record, don't get me wrong, but even if you fight it off and you won the case, it's
Yeah,
still
that's
in
what
the
I'm saying.
system.
I mean,
But
is it?
It's still in the system.
Okay.
So,
But do they, okay. So jobs in government, finance, healthcare,
let's say
childcare,
there
or
was a
law
red flag
enforcement
law.
have stricter
Okay?
rules.
Your ex-girlfriend was angry at you. She called some police and stuff. Hey, he has a guns and he was threatening me. They will not ask a question. They will come, take it from you. You're an angel, okay? You never done anything wrong, but because some person was wrong, angry at you, that's why they took it. No questions asked. They take it. They have. You have to fight, okay? And you have already like some background check mess because of that. So there is the issues with everything. We are humans,
that's
so
what
we
I'm
can be
saying. It's
wrong in many
corruption
things.
itself. So that's literally what I'm actually saying. Because there's no proper judgment, proper checks, whatever it may be. That's where the problem starts. I'm not saying that's not the problem. I'm saying that's the problem. That there
So how
is
are you
no-
gonna fix that?
I think that, like okay, here if I had to say like shortly, this is what I think. I think they should check someone. They should test them, right? How do they react in certain situations?
Yeah.
That's one. They need to at least annually check
How do they do that?
Check their mental state, like how they're doing. Are they able to
Annually is once a year.
what?
Annually
Yeah,
is once a year.
Once a year.
Who?
I think it's very hard.
That's very little.
What?
It's just, I mean, it's a pretty long time for you to.
I would probably say 6 months.
Change.
But then 6 months is too close, and people are not gonna want that. So 1 year, I think, is like the best option, if I had to say.
Okay, continue.
Like they have to go through the test, like every year, same way, and they should also look at, like, for example, in this past year, what have they done, and then kind of, I guess, make sure that this person is now, like, I guess,
Still qualified?
still qualified to own a gun, and if not, at least give them some sort of like a suspension on owning a gun or some sort of things like that, where there's precautions on the things that you do.
How do they? You mentioned something very interesting. How do they do a test on you? Where how do you react with a gun or something like that? You mentioned that.
Like,
how do they? What kind of test can you do to test you on how do you react?
I
in
think
scenarios?
it requires a lot of like the knowing psychology of a human and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like, let's just say that you put them in a situation where like they have a gun,
Yeah.
and then you tell them, if somebody comes this way and this way, but in a very, very like a strong, like not making it obvious for them, trying to put it in a frame it in a way where it's hard for them to guess what to do, and kind of understand that, you know, like for example, a lot of people tell you that if somebody's turned around and they're in your house and they're like turned around, they're trying to steal something, like I think a lot of people will say that, yeah, shoot them, but then the right answer is not to shoot them when they're turned around. Just tell them, I have a gun, like get on the ground or something, or drop whatever. I don't know. Yeah. You give them warning first. A lot of people
they're running away,
they'll just shoot them.
There's no need to warn them. If they're running away, you don't need to warn them to stop.
No, I'm saying like if you like sneak up on them, obviously somebody just break in, they can have a knife. You know what I mean? You kind of like do that type of thing. So you
if you
give,
pulls off knife, what you should shoot?
What?
If he pulls
No,
a knife?
dude, if somebody's turned around, this is what you can do. You have a gun.
Yeah.
And they're turned around. You can just go behind them and smack them in the head. Can you not do that? I think as a person that owns a gun,
I
you should
believe
be
they
able
can
to
sue
do
you
that.
for that one too, because you freaking
It's
Hit
better,
them
still.
when
Yeah,
they're-
yeah.
it's better than killing a person.
Yeah, but you're still
When you
gonna
have
end
the
up in the
chance-
jail hanging out with the boys.
When you have the chance to take somebody down a proper way. You're telling me that police do not know the soft spots you can hit someone without killing them?
I mean,
And guess this is another one. You're telling me that they're going to take you to jail because you hurt somebody. Well, guess what? They were in my house. I give them a warning. I told them to, for example, like to get out of my house, or I was going to shoot them. I was going to hurt them. They didn't listen. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. There's just.
But then
all
you
these
also
things
have
that
to
you
have the
can't do.
evidence that you told them that, and then this and that. It can get
That's
complicated.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The government
Yeah,
itself
yeah.
is corrupted. So don't count my reasoning corrupted.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to
Or
understand
anybody.
where you're coming from, because in my understanding, like listening to you and stuff, you're, like I said, you're oversimplifying things as if it's that simple right now. I understand that would be like a perfect scenario, but the way you're making it look like is kind of,
It doesn't happen like that. It's not realistic.
I mean, it's not realistic. Yes. What you're saying is not realistic
okay.
from how I
Let
see it.
me give you a better realistic example. Somebody breaks in your house and now they're in front of you. They're not turned around.
Yeah.
They're running at you. They have a knife.
Yeah.
You have a gun. There's distance like where me and Gar are standing. You know what? If I own a gun, my friend, I should be able to react to things correctly and fast.
What does that mean?
it's
Meaning,
you.
when that's
Not-
why I said
not
that's
everyone
why-
is you.
That's why less people are qualified
No.
to own a gun. Let me tell you why.
No.
When somebody's running at me,
Yeah.
I have to make a decision. I either shoot them in the head, I close my eyes and just do whatever I want, or third option, you shoot them in the leg. Takes their leg out right away and they fall down.
And you miss, what happens?
That's what I'm saying. You should be able to do these things simply. And whoever is not able to do it, they should go through it.
I mean, look,
Watch
a
this.
running person charging at you
Sadullah,
is not
one
a
second.
simple thing to
I
hit them
know,
in the
I
leg.
know. That's why before you get a gun,
Yeah.
and then for example, they make you do the test where they test
Shoot
you
the
for your
targets?
aim.
Okay.
Yes. Let's say you failed, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? They'll tell you, how about this? For a month, you're gonna have a training. Do the training, and then we're gonna give you a realistic scenario again.
Yeah.
And if you fail again, I'm sorry, but you gotta somehow pass this test if you want to own a gun.
I think this podcast just went sideways, like
Like-
drift car. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Yeah.
you gotta go through a training.
Do you-
have
do
have
you
have
wanna
a good
post this
aim,
one?
You have to have.
You want to post this one?
Yeah.
Why
We
not?
definitely
Okay.
post this one.
So now it's my appointment time almost.
Yeah.
So that's that. So we are not even at the middle of the the point. So I will tell you this: point of the gun is like a point of the martial art. Okay, to reduce the unfairness of me being 240 pounds and you being 180. Okay, so and taking you down with the strength. Same thing happens with the situation with the weapons, knife, gun. So if you're a small dude that physically cannot protect yourself, and I'm a giant with a freaking weapon in my hand, knife, that gun should do this, you know? So, because that's the point of a weapon, for a people to be able to protect themselves. Me, I would say even now I should carry, because a lot of times it's unfair and there's a bunch of people coming at you, all right? And every time we see these videos on what you call that, gas stations, there's a 3-4 guys attacking one person, all right? So, in
I think-
most of the time, it's a knife
I
thing.
think by what I'm trying to say, that's not going to stop that. I don't think my claim is that I'm saying if
Yeah,
they go
so
through this,
that is
he will
why-
stop that crimes, but he will for sure stop people with
Oh,
mental issues to own a gun.
Okay,
That's it.
it practically will stop the crimes because you will take out someone who was making that crime. So guess what? There will be no more next victim.
That's a good thing, is it not?
Absolutely. That's why people.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
That's exactly it. I agree with you because people that didn't made any wrong calls in their life, they can have a weapon and protect themselves from that wolf, I would say. And you don't have to be pretty much empty-handed sheep, you know.
Okay, so Gar mentioned a very interesting statistic, right? With and Mike, while I'm talking, can you double check if there's more crimes in the states or areas where gun control is more limited, right? Or people have less guns eligible to get more guns, less guns. Yeah,
I mean,
there's more crime, right? You said,
At least it should be like that.
which makes a lot of sense. Now look at it from this scenario. I would say my solution to this would be, and I have a feeling, right? And I'm not saying I've studied this and did a lot of research on it, but I just feel like looking at statistics and seeing what's going on, I think if an average person has a gun in their home purely for self-defense, Sadullah, passed through a background check. I'm healthy. I don't have any crimes in the past. I'm healthy. I have a gun in the safe. And if everybody who passed the test has gun in their homes, I do not think the crimes would be as high. The reason why there are crimes, because people know that when they break into an average house, they do not own a gun. So they're an advantage.
Thank you.
That's why they're breaking a house. If they know that that person has a gun in their home and I'm going to get my head blown out if I walk in, I'm not going to walk in the house. It's that simple. That's what the government seems to be doing, is they are taking away the guns from people, average people, who have the guns to protect themselves. They do. And then now they're not protected because a criminal will, no matter what, they will own a gun. That's the truth of it. They're criminal. They are crazy. They will do anything to do evil. They
guess
operate
what?
differently.
The
So they will
normal
break in
people
the
that you're
house.
talking about, they
and
can
the
own a
person's-
gun too.
But that's the thing. They're
If
not
they
protected.
if they put their effort and the training to pass that test, because the example that I gave you is more realistic. When a person is trained to do these things,
No, it's not.
You think government won't give that?
No, it's not, Georgie. Because people don't have the skill sets that you do.
All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Most
I'm wrong.
people don't.
But that's my
An average
solution, all
person
right?
don't have those skills.
Clearly,
to
the solution
react to
that government
scenarios
has
like that.
has
When
not
they
helped
see a
anything.
person charging at them and they're like,
I
okay,
agree.
what move can I do to disarm them? How can I tackle them? How can I hip throw? An average person isn't thinking that way, and that's the truth. You might not even think that in the scenario either. When a person is charging at you with a knife and you have a gun in your hand, I don't think that's how you're going to react, Georgie. I don't think you're going to be thinking about hip throw when you have a gun in your hand. And that's the truth of it.
Is that what I said?
I mean, I'm shooting the person, right? I mean, that's the most logical thing to shoot them if they're coming at you.
Absolutely.
But Georgie's saying that when you have a gun in your hand,
Everybody
what
has
you're going to
different
say
opinions on
is
this type of
you're
stuff.
going to try to
It seems like three people
hip
have the
throw
same
them
opinion.
when you have a gun
Doesn't
in your
mean
hand.
it's right.
I don't know how realistic it is.
It's very
In this case,
hypothetical.
it is.
You shouldn't be saying that. At least I'm surprised.
About
You
what?
should be up for a human understanding
Bro, can you come this way?
that
a
when you
little
have
more?
skills,
Oh,
you
yeah,
should
my
be
bad.
when you have skills, you should be able to actually react and think differently
Having skills.
than a normal
But that's
person.
not the topic we're having.
Oh my
Georgie.
God. I
That's
was
what you
trying
don't
to
understand.
explain to you
We're
this.
talking about the overall solution on the topic, not yours.
And I give you that.
We all
solution
have
too.
ours.
Go through a training to be able to do that. Why not? What's the problem with
Everything
what's the problem
costs
with that?
money. Okay, everything needs
There's a lot.
time.
Yeah.
I do support. I always tell everyone because a lot of people ask me, "Hey, Gar, what do you think I should buy if I want to have just one weapon?" I was like, "Something that you could this." So you know what I'm saying? I'm giving certain points, but I always say you should train. You should train. You should always have a minimum knowledge, and you can do that through the YouTube too. These days, you don't even need to shoot gun anymore. You will get that freaking video game, and that's how I train. I have the VR glasses and my the competition handgun.
Yeah.
I have a same freaking joystick.
Joystick,
yeah.
yeah.
Joystick.
Controller.
Yeah, controller, pretty much. And I train at home. So
Do people do that? That's
You
my
can
whole
do
point.
that, no.
They don't do that. Because
it's $500 and you have to pay every month something. This is a thing. You
Gar, you don't
cannot
need
force.
500
Oh
you
Lord
don't need-
Jesus, help me, please. Let
You don't
me
need 500
put
to do
you in
that.
your judo-ass head because it seems like you don't want to listen to anyone.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You
go ahead.
cannot force everyone to train. Some people will listen, some people not. Same thing goes to the fitness. People know that fit people are living better lives because we could jump at our 40s and 30s and we could sprint while other people are crying about their knees, lower back, this, that at the same age. All right? But they know, but they're not going to do it. Okay, not everyone does the same thing. No one will do the same thing. There is a 7 billion people and 7 billion opinions. You can suggest them. You cannot force. That's the
I'm
problem.
not forcing
It's
anybody.
forcing.
I'm giving them a different view that I have.
Okay, so
that a
you
lot of
have
people
to
might not
train
have.
or you will not have a gun. That's what
if
you mean.
Listen, if you wanna defend yourself so bad, and be able to I guess this is where our misunderstanding is also. My way of understanding of self-defense is different from maybe you guys too. Because listen,
By the way,
Mike,
most of the
Mike
people,
said I'll shoot them. What I said is I'll
most
shoot
of
them
the
in the
people
leg.
do
It's
take
different.
classes, simple level 1 classes. Most of the people actually do take level 1 classes, okay, of a gun safety.
And what's that level
That's-
1? Like what do you
You
have to?
will go to the one of the shops with the range. There's a bunch of ranges. Almost all the range with the class, they teach that level 1 class, okay? That's a simple thing. So
Yeah, that's good.
most of the
It should
people
be.
do that. So they are doing that. As I said, most of the people do that. But when the situation like this, you even don't know how I'm gonna put. Maybe I will shit myself when guy is actually shit myself. I mean, not shoot. So
The firearm could be on
when
safety
guys
without
running,
even
no,
knowing.
it's not. It's not that. I always make sure every day I come home because I have a weapon chilling next to my freaking bed and it's suppressed AK because I don't want my ears to blow up, okay, when I shoot the motherfucker. But that's the thing too. You always have to check it. Make sure. You always have to treat weapon like it's loaded, all right? There is a certain safety classes that actually most of the people do take.
And you
All
should.
right? But when someone gets into your home, everyone reacts differently because they get scared. There's adrenaline. There is so much with that.
I know,
Especially
I know,
in
and
your
I'm not.
So
and
that's
I'm
why
not
I'm
I will
saying.
always act like that.
So you are
You have
saying
to
you
be
would
able
do
to.
this. You would do this. It doesn't matter how much training you will do. Some people still mess up. It doesn't matter how much training you will do.
But if you do more training, you're less likely to mess up.
Yeah,
my friend.
but people have a lives, okay? You cannot force them to be perfect in this. People cannot even go 1 day a month, all right? Sometimes me, I'm a competition guy, and sometimes I miss a month or two of training. I pay crap ton of money
At least
into
you
my
train.
training.
Some people don't even train.
Because I have fun with that shit. This is part of my life. Okay,
Okay.
it's
He's doing
not
it
for
a
them.
specific reason. He's
They
not
just
doing
have
it
it
so I'm
at
good with a
home.
gun in case somebody breaks into my
No,
house.
it should be
They
both.
know just minimum, and that's it. But again, every human reacts differently. He might see someone who, freaking is robbing him and running at him, and he might freeze, cannot figure out what to do. All that training goes to shit because now it's a real situation. You cannot control these moments.
Okay,
It says
I agree
clearance
with that
level,
100%. Which one is more likely to happen when you have a training versus when you haven't trained? When you haven't put that in your
You
let's
have
just
to
say
leave
one
at 3,
thing.
right?
Watch this.
You have to leave at 3.
I had to be there at 3, but anyways.
Oh,
Look, when you're a fighter, you know boxing. When somebody comes in your house, is it less likely for you to freeze up or somebody that doesn't have experience fighting?
It's still
realistic.
Here's the thing: when you
realistically-
fight, you knock person out. When you have a gun, you will
See,
shoot
that's
him
what
to
I'm saying.
the death.
You're not giving me an honest answer because the honest
I'm
answer
giving
is
you
Wait,
answer.
wait,
and
George, you
it's
gotta tell him
absolutely
he's not-
different
God,
situation.
the honest answer is this: when you know how to fight, you're less likely to mess up because you've experienced it.
You don't get it. You don't get what he's saying, Georgie. Why are you being so stubborn about it? Can you just take his answer for what it is and maybe think that
let me
what he's giving
explain
you is
one
very
more.
legit? You have a gun in your hand and you know that gun shoots with just pulling
But
the
I didn't
trigger.
bring a gun in this, dude. This is what you see when I'm trying to bring up simple. You want to.
Why are we talking about fist fighting then?
No, because I'm trying to make him understand that it's same thing with combat sports. and he cannot agree with me on combat sports. So how are we going to agree with guns?
What combat sport is he not agreeing
Like,
with you on?
I asked him.
Oh, no, I
if
agree
know-
with you when you're prepared
know-
to. But I've been in the situations when I was holy crap. Even when I was prepared, and because I did boxing, I did jiu-jitsu before.
Okay.
So, and guess what? When there is multiple people attacking you, then it's not always.
Yes,
works.
but which one is more likely for you to go to your way or somebody that doesn't have training at all, Gar?
And I tell you that most of the people take because it's easy these days and it's not that expensive.
so much. You're
People
just proving
take
my
for. I do understand this guy. Zero.
You're literally proving my point. That's the thing. People don't want to do it. People
What
should
are you
understand
talking
that they
about?
should be able.
They,
should do it.
I told you, they do simple training, and that's it. Because they have a lives. Okay, someone who is an accountant and freaking works way more than you do, 12, 14 hours sometimes. He's not gonna go and train all
He's
the time.
giving you
But they
realistic
can.
answers. You don't take it. What do you mean they
Dude,
can? He just told you.
Dude, man has to make a living. He has to feed his family. Why he should go something
Okay.
that it's simple, it's just a self-freaking defense. God forbid that will actually ever happen to him.
For you, it's simple. If you ask me, it's not simple. For me, it's serious.
Exactly, that's what
Taking
you're saying
somebody
about.
else's life, that's serious for me. Rather than saying
That's why
somebody broke
you.
in my house.
That's why
I'll
it's
shoot them.
dumb to connect it with the martial arts because you are not taking anyone's life. If I'm not beating the shit out of you, still when you are down, and I'm continuing.
And that's the thing. You're looking at it like it's a bad thing. It's actually a good thing.
It's
That
it's
I'm able
not
to
a
control
right
my
comparison.
emotion. No. To an extent, but it's actually a good thing that you're able to control if you can actually hurt someone, but you choose not to.
When there is a life-threatening
Simple as that.
situation, you are not 100% capable of. Even you.
When did I say I was 100% capable? But I'm more likely capable than somebody that doesn't have experience.
Dude, you cannot force everyone to do martial arts. You cannot force everyone to go to the gym. All right, not everyone
what
has the
he's
same
suggesting-
interest.
You're the
Is
same guy
legit,
that said
though.
you have to eat healthy. I'm saying the same way. I'm not forcing anybody.
It's
I'm
suggestion for
suggesting.
me to people. Exactly.
Same
That's
way
it.
for me. It's a
So,
suggestion, not a forcing.
It's their choice if
Forcement.
they will listen or not.
Yes,
That's
they can
it.
do whatever. I'm saying the same way you're saying to people. You should work out and eat healthy so you don't die. Same way with me. You need to train so that situations like this you can be prepared well, mentally and physically. So what is wrong
Now,
with that?
you being so stubborn, let's say like that, there are people that are stubborn when it goes to the training too. Oh, I just want to enjoy my life and eat that cakes and drink a medication for type 2 diabetes to
I'm not
control
forcing
my...
anything. They can do whatever they want.
So that's it. They still can buy a weapon if they never done anything wrong in their life.
But that's what we're talking about. Is should they or not? My point is no.
My point is yes, they
Yeah,
should.
well,
If they
Mike,
never
that's
done
why-
anything wrong, why not?
Can you read that statistic that I asked about with the crimes? I just want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of jumbled up, but it says a study of U.S. states over 25 years found that requiring universal background checks for all gun sales, if you go and buy a gun, was associated with 15% lower homicide rates compared with states without such laws. So that's one thing. Same research found that laws barring people convicted of violent crimes from owning firearms were associated with 80% lower homicide rates. I'm just reading these. Like, who
So what
knows?
does that
Who knows?
mean? Yeah.
Who knows if? I mean, if it just means that. I mean, the background checks does look like that there is lower homicide rates because
Yeah.
of those background checks, and
Right.
even with not giving criminals guns, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are obvious statistics, though. This isn't like obviously, if you don't give a criminal a gun, they're not going to go and do a
Yeah.
crime or kill someone. So these aren't really, I don't think that helpful or proves some of our points. But what statistic were you kind of looking for? Like,
I guess the statistic I was looking for is Carr made a statement. He said, states with, you said less or more gun control? More gun control have higher crimes because average people are not allowed to
with
have
more gun
guns.
control. So
Yeah.
it says the data suggests that states with stronger gun regulations, that's what you're
Yeah.
talking about, especially ones enforcing background checks, restrictions for felons, violent criminals, and licensing or permitting, tend to have lower rates of gun homicides and fewer youth carrying guns.
Yeah, but everyone has a what you call it? The check, background check. Every state has exactly what you said. Every state
Yeah.
has that. Anyways,
Yeah.
in just a certain situations, you have to go super strict. 10 rounds max. You can buy more than 500 rounds a year or something like that.
Yeah, they just have certain stuff. I don't think this really helps though.
Yeah,
honestly,
it doesn't. Really, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're never gonna agree to each other because it's like
Because it's like everybody has their own opinion. I understand it. You don't want to agree. You don't want to agree. But my whole statement was that if you ask me, what I'm saying is just a suggestion, not a forcement.
Same.
You think that I'm forcing people. I'm not forcing anything.
you cannot force. You don't have that power.
How exactly? How am I forcing if I was suggesting something and you didn't even agree to it? That means it's not a forcement.
Because I'm
it's a suggestion.
trying to tell you, and I guess I'm just giving you my opinion, and you have every right to say no, and I'm making exactly the same choice.
Yep.
You are saying that that poor guy, for chubby guy who eats McDonald's every freaking day, and he feels somewhat unsafe, but he never done anything wrong in his life. He cannot have a weapon.
Yeah,
Okay.
very, very poor guy for eating McDonald's instead
I
of
mean,
training.
that shit is
Very
cheap. So
poor.
guess what? Me eating 2 pounds, 3 pounds of steak, that cost me $20 just a steak minimum when I get to the cheaper one. And then fruits, freaking grapes. Pound of grapes is $11. Are you kidding me, man? It's expensive as hell. It's like you cannot even eat healthy these days normally. If you're a big dude, especially. So
Well, there's a bigger issue than what you're presenting with like healthy eating and stuff. I do see where you're coming from with people, not everybody having, the financial security to eat healthy all the time or eat the healthiest.
but we are
However,
not really
I think
talking
there's a
about it.
basic levels to people not even having proper education on what eating healthy means. And that's where the biggest problem starts.
I mean, it's just not included in school.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I actually have a perfect freaking solution for this.
Let's hear it.
What, gun control?
Yeah.
Okay.
About training.
Yeah.
When I was studying in Georgian school, when I was a kid, guess what they did? They gave us a case, and we actually disassembled, assembled. We've been explained what to do, what's not. We shoot a little bit. In my opinion, that's the best way. Okay, I'm paying my taxes anyways, my school taxes, my state taxes, and this and that. Include that in the school. Then you get out of the school, you finish, and you already have certain knowledge. How about that? Because that was before, and they stopped doing this.
Yeah, it's even
Why?
better than. I don't
So
know.
why
you
did
ask
they
me,
stop?
corruption?
So exactly,
They want the
that means
chaos.
then your point doesn't make sense because they actually because they want the chaos exactly to ban weapons completely.
When-
Because as before, when there was less corruption, right, and everyone could in a high school learn how to use a weapon properly, and there was way less actually gun control and background check, and then to certain years there was no
Yes,
background
something
check.
very interesting about that. More people have guns, there's less crimes. Less people have guns, there's more crimes. It doesn't make sense. How do you deal with that? Like, what is your thought on it?
Wait,
Because that's an actual statistic.
Before I respond to you, like the thing you said, because the government wants chaos, and it's actually me saying that claims that my suggestion was
Because they
quote,
want to
unquote, wrong.
ban.
I'll tell you same way. You fighting for people eating healthy, government isn't gonna stand up for you. They want people to be on medicine. People want to be unhealthy. Does that mean
Absolutely,
what you're
we are
suggesting
cattle. That's what we are. Yes.
does that mean your suggestion is wrong? Because by that same definition, my suggestion is wrong because government is not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, I think Gar
Okay.
wasn't right when he said like you shouldn't force people
I'm not
with the training
my
and stuff.
suggestion
Yeah, you cannot-
does not apply that government needs to do it. My suggestion is for people to understand what they knew, what is the right thing to do.
I think
not
he's actually
always-
giving a very
not
valid
always
suggestion.
listen to
Oh,
the
so
government.
I understand.
I want to back.
That's my whole
I want to
point.
back off of Georgie too because I don't think what solves this is a government thing because in my opinion, I think the government the whole time is just going to go towards more and more control. People are just going to want more and more from the government to do and regulate things, put in different laws.
But they're
think
not,
I don't think
right.
they're ever going to take away anything and give us more freedom. I think they're just going to put in more laws that make it seem like we have more freedom than we actually is. So
Amen.
I think the solution is for individuals themselves to be prepared and stuff like that.
Right.
Because like I said, like the America's I think is only going more and more towards control over our rights. The First Amendment, Second Amendment. You see the First Amendment getting attacked on social media, out in the open, in the streets when people are like either preaching or like
Absolutely.
stuff like that. And so I think it comes down to the individual. If you really are concerned about these types of things, you must become prepared yourself by getting a gun, by going through your own type of training. Whether people need different types of training, it shouldn't be necessarily mandated. But if you're more concerned about it, everyone should somewhat be prepared for themselves. That's
I guess that's what my
think.
suggestion was, that you need to work on yourself. You need to understand the right way is this. That when you're being attacked, you need to know how to defend yourself the proper way. And instead of just having this one mindset of killing. That's what people have, unfortunately.
And that might happen sometimes, even when you do train.
And I'm not, even if you, and when you train, that can happen, right? But I'm saying it's less likely.
Yeah.
Because you're prepared for it.
Okay, let's say it this way.
That was my whole
then
statement.
we could
Suggestion.
start with that, because here's the thing. In this way, we just proved the point. Government wants the chaos. That's why they're not going to make this harder or that harder. They will make it everything towards for them to have more reasons to take the weapons away. Am I right?
Wait, say it again. So you think you said like the government wants to have more reasons to
Take your weapons away.
take away that right to have, or
Let's say,
put more control on who actually gets the guns, because eventually
I think they're going to just take it away completely
They can
sooner or
easily be
later.
like, okay, no one has guns,
think
only
that?
the government, only
I mean,
like a
Canada,
soldier.
what's going on in Canada right now? Canada, everyone had the weapons before, now not anymore. They make it so strict. It's like they made it more gun control there, and now it's like you cannot even crossbow or something.
But here's the thing. I think that like regardless if the government even takes away guns, people are still going to find a way to get guns. Like it's still going to be a
Because there's
thing.
more guns than people.
I mean,
The black market, unregistered stuff, and like the gangs, like all
that's
that
what
stuff's-
most weapon-related murders happen.
I guess
and
that's what
here's
I was
the thing.
getting
As
at.
soon as the government says, okay, no citizen should have guns, that's when people are going to want to try to find guns in the most like unlegal and unofficial way through the black market, through like that sort of stuff. And
Same thing goes with the drugs. Same thing goes with the steroids, everything.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not necessarily like a government sort of issue or like solution. It's more of like an individual. Like you just
Oh
must
no,
become
don't get me
prepared in a
wrong.
way.
In this case, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
But will we be that accountable for that one? That I will go and give $400 or $500 for a class and stuff like that to be more experienced. It's here and there. It depends what situation you have in your life, because it's not that expensive to have a pistol. Because freaking Turkish pistols now, Turks started making pistols like it costs less than I don't know, like this beam, like $100-something. It's road beam is like $120, $130. And the same thing costs the freaking Turkish handgun these days. So everyone can get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
'cause
it's
cheap.
like, are they going to be motivated to do the training? Now, if government actually cared about us more, really, they will not put us on the drugs, mental, for depression and stress and stuff like they do with the high school and middle school students now.
Right.
It's like this how low we got. And they will put the classes back of the weapon control, physical, like exercise, this, that. Because it's mentally makes us healthy, and now we know what to do. You know, so if someone regular guy, that chubby guy, let's say the short, someone who cannot protect himself with his hands, he remembers some things from a high school, so he will make a more proper decision. But with this, the government taking this out and promoting more actually mental issues by how we see what's going on, like elemental. Some dude started shooting at the guy because he was because of the road rage,
Really?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, people.
It's not even guns too. It's also like, let's just think about like knives, right? Like how easy is it for a kid to just bring a knife to school? He goes in his parents' drawer, gets a knife, and just goes and kills someone.
Everything is about mental health in this case,
Yeah.
because as I said, high schoolers before in 60s, 70s, and before, they had the shotguns in their trucks. So,
Yeah.
and no one really cared about it.
Yeah.
And there was no killing. Mental health is the biggest problem. Right now, government doesn't help that. It actually promotes it, like the more problems, by giving more drugs. Then we look into the side effects of those drugs, and we see the bigger problem. And absolutely zero training. As I said, in Georgian Republic, I had the training. And at that time, it already was illegal to have weapons like that. But we still had the training.
Okay. You know what I want to touch to? For example, personally, me,
Yeah.
I don't have an interest to own a gun. I really don't.
All right.
I don't know what it is, but I personally don't have any desire to own a gun or have a gun, right?
Yeah.
Like, what would you say about that? Because eventually
Nothing,
I'll have
but you're
family.
right.
All that's I have this. Like, what would be your suggestion on that? Do you think it's like completely okay for me to not be curious about having a gun or owning it?
Well, I think it's just because of your situation right now, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
Like I
situation.
have no desire either, but eventually it's like, I mean,
But look at Gar's situation though. Is he in
Yeah.
threat? Are you in threat? Is that why you have a gun? No, right?
Let's
Is
say like
Mitch in
that.
threat?
Wait,
But he
wait,
owns a
wait,
gun,
wait.
right?
Let me
Yeah.
say something. Damn, boy. Listen, for me, I'm like this way. It's better to have it and never need it than not have it.
Right, and that's what I was asking. So why?
Why?
Like in this scenario, why? Like
You know, I'm grateful I had a gun at one time because when I was walking around in downtown Philadelphia in a beautiful evening after having a nice cigar in an Ashton's luxury club, some freaking homeless dude almost freaking get at my face with a knife. All right.
Yeah.
Only reason he
backed
went
off.
away because I pulled this guy and looking in his eyes, you're about to get smoked. All right.
Yeah.
That time it saved my life. Can you imagine that?
Okay.
I pulled my girl
Yeah.
back and I grabbed the gun right away. I didn't even pull out. He just like his eyes went down right away. He figured out if he walked closer, then that gun would leave the
Yeah.
holster. So guess what? I already needed it once. Actually, more than once.
Yeah.
But
So for like self defense, would like what would be like the best thing to have? It's just purely for self defense in case something happens, somebody breaks into your house. Like what kind of gun should you have?
I mean, here's the thing. I think shotgun. A lot of people gonna say, "Oh, shotgun is outdated," but you know, a lot of people, when let's say if someone is breaking in, everyone hears this.
The click.
They're already like, let me reconsider.
going there.
Yeah.
Get my
Let me
headphone.
reconsider. Like, go back. You know. But overall, universal, I think handgun is easy because you can clear the rooms without having such a long tool, right? And you have to go back and you become more visible because of that. If you're clearing the room with near doors and stuff, handgun is the best way to go. But overall, if you want to just fear
Like put
aspect,
people in
it's
fear, yeah.
like this
Shotgun?
does the trick. But you have to hope that they don't have a gun too, because they might take it as a challenge. They will still take your ass out because they have a gun, and we've seen that plenty of times. A woman with the children got killed. She didn't have anything.
Yeah.
The guy just got in. They took everything. So
Did you ever have any scenario where somebody broke into your home?
No.
Ever? No. Okay.
in Georgia, we had 3 times broken.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. What happened?
They took everything.
Wait, in the city or the village?
City.
City.
How old were you at that time?
I think still below 10.
Okay. Oh, so you were pretty
And
young.
one time before I was not even born. 27.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, interesting. No,
crazy
I just wanted to know that perspective because I don't know. I just don't have any interest, but at the same time, I do realize that I don't know if it's good that I don't have interest to have it because, like you said, it's better to have it than
That's how I
And-
look at the
and,
life.
you
Yeah,
know-
better to have it than never use it.
yeah,
I prefer to never use it. I really don't want to use it.
right.
But if I see something is happening, if poor girl being drugged somewhere and about to get raped and stuff, guess what? I'm going for it. I'm going for that guy.
Who knows? They might have a knife or like a gun themselves, right? So at least it's
Absolutely.
even.
And in order for you to carry a gun, it has to be like broken down, right? For you to assemble it,
No.
right? Something like that.
There is a Pennsylvania.
fully, but-
Pennsylvania has a license to carry.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go and apply. Again, it's a background check. It's a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and you can apply for that. And they will give you a license to carry for like 5 years, I believe. Every 5 years, you have to update it. Okay. So and only then you can carry that weapon. And there is no limit on round count in a PA. But Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, they have a round count. Like a Jersey, I believe you cannot have more than 10 rounds.
Okay.
So unfortunately, that makes it problematic for me to like leave the state and go to the Jersey if I have certain business.
Yeah.
You know, but
What would you have to do?
what do you mean? I have to leave the gun, or I have to exactly do this disassembling because I'm just traveling by. It's not like I'm going there with
Yeah.
carrying. Put the magazine with the round somewhere else, handgun somewhere else.
Okay.
Of course, if you don't have a license to carry, because you actually can get a Jersey license to carry too.
Yeah. Wait, he's just getting it in his.
No.
What? Oh, it was.
Just that thing because I didn't want that to be.
Ah,
like in your
yeah,
face,
my bad. It's all right.
You're good.
I bet they're tired already looking at me, anyways. So, Yeah, and there is a 10 limit. I believe Delaware is 17 round limit. So you actually, there is a gun shops, let's say Guardian Training Center, right? You will go there, you will pay them for a special class, and then you will go through the, like a Jersey shooting qualification that is super easy, and you just get a Jersey license.
So as long as it's not like fully loaded in your car,
Oh, no.
do you have to
can
have them separately though? Is that like law?
There is a point of carrying a weapon. It should be loaded because the bad guy will come at you with a loaded gun. How long you have, you think, to answer it? Like your gun should
no,
be
that's
loaded.
what I was asking.
Yeah.
I don't know why I heard that it has to be.
Let's say you are passing by a few states, right? You have a complete right to, at least that's how I remember. I will do more research on it. I always tell people, do your own research anyways.
Right, yeah.
Because I might be a knucklehead, okay? So, but you can, as long as rounds are separate and the weapon is separate and you are not from that state itself,
Yeah.
you can take a weapon, transport it that way.
Okay.
Because you're heading home or you are going to some training, you're going to have a job there and you're going to be staying in a state that reciprocates with the PA license. And I believe PA license goes through 38 states. You can use a PA license to carry in the 38 states.
Yeah.
Or so, yeah.
You know what else I wanted to ask is like about police, like in your from your understanding, seeing what's going on with the crimes and stuff, and the police shooting people and people complaining and all that stuff. Like usually the liberals, which I don't agree with most of what they're saying. I think they're just in this wonder world, thinking everything's perfect and everything's a perfect scenario, and not actually understanding the fact that police don't just go and kill people for no reason. Like they actually have a reason to even search the person, but they're like, oh, why was this person black? And they make it a racial thing when it's not anything to do with race. However, I also do see that a lot of officers are not capable of even knowing some kind of what Georgie was saying, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, all these stuff to just
No, I
simply
agree with him
get that person down and
110% on
and
that
they're
one.
fat and they can't even run. So what they do is they have a gun, boom, take it out, and
And they cannot shoot
don't-
it too either.
what is it?
And they cannot shoot that either. They just go once a year qualification, and that's it.
Yeah.
The qualification is a piece of cake.
Okay, so they're not. You don't think like they're going through enough?
They should be
training as they
forced
should?
to be trained
Yeah.
because that's your job.
Right.
Your aim will pretty much determine who you're going to shoot. Like a guy that was trying to kill that girl or a neighbor's dog there accidentally, okay? Because that's why it should be mandatory for police officers. That's your job. You carry a gun for a living,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
pretty
yeah.
much. That should be mandatory 100%.
Okay. And
It's
it's,
like-
it's not as of right now. They're not making it as strict as they should.
No, not really. Don't get me wrong. Police does a good thing is it's like you can actually, police can pay for your training. That's why I don't understand. Police can pay for your bullets, pay for your training. If I was a little bit less explosive in a way that's like police go through a lot of mess when it goes to the dealing with the people because they can be cursed the hell out,
Yeah.
disrespected, verbally, and they still cannot do anything. They have to do this, I cannot. So
You have to have a good temper.
yeah, and I don't have that. So that is why it's like I do have a lot of respect to them, like a lot of respect.
Yeah, for sure.
But other thing is, I would become a cop only because of that, like because how much they get invested into if they're willing to train.
Okay.
Like I went to the few classes, right? We had a few cops there.
And it's all pretty much paid for, right? They
Yeah,
get-
state was paying their class and the bullets and the time of being there. And I'm paying here $500 and plus bullets and stuff like
So
that
it's pretty
to train.
expensive to do these stuff. Like
It
go to
depends on the
ranges and
classes too.
Yeah.
It depends on the classes. Like again, you can choose your own, but there is a lot of scam trainers. Everyone can be a trainer these days. It goes to the personal trainer.
Yeah.
Someone gets a little fit and okay, I'm a personal trainer now. Same thing with the gun stuff.
Literally.
Yeah,
It's literally
It's-
like that.
There's some Russian dude. I'm not gonna say what class he has, but it's disaster. It's like when I went once, and I was like, oof. this is really bad. Like, I don't know how no one reported his ass on that one, and how still legally he can train
Okay.
people, because it's just dumb.
So he wasn't like doing a proper training on how to handle gun and everything like that. It's not
No.
safe.
No, it was just a nonsense. It was you will see let's say there is a one guy in a double eagle Callahan training. Okay, that dude is very good. All right, he trains a lot of SWAT guys, police, civilians. That guy is one of the best. He's a master, in my opinion. Yes, I know, in a USPSA. So with a handgun, lightning fast. He does a great job. There is what that guy. There's a few dudes like a Keystone Tactical.
Okay.
Those guys are awesome if you want to train, and they are well priced actually. So they do classes here and there. I just went to their class a little while ago. But yeah, you have to be careful with who you train to, because they might teach you something wrong.
Okay. Now, what is something that like is very basic for somebody to know when they are handling a gun? Like I have a gun in my hand. What are some things I should know 100% about a gun?
Gun safety. You have to take
that's what I'm
safety
saying.
class. It's like I think it will be very important for you to invest money into that.
Just simple gun safety, right?
Gun safety, yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of people like grab a gun, and even in the army, there was plenty of times that issue. Like they flagging everyone, even if it's unloaded. Always treat your gun as loaded.
Right.
Yes, it's loaded. It doesn't
treat
matter.
as
Yeah,
if it's loaded. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because there's been a lot of scenarios where people think, oh, it's not loaded, but
And there you
in fact,
go.
it's shot. Yeah, it's very strange. All right, Gar. I don't know. Anything else?
I mean,
Talk
I'm
about-
pretty much done. We talked about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm damn tired. I
Thanks,
want to
man.
sleep.
I think we can have like definitely more conversations about like further topics that get deeper. But I think we covered most of the issues.
I mean,
Anything else you wanted
maybe,
to?
I don't know.
No.
Part 2.
I mean, as I said, like freaking
three.
part 3,
Part 3 of what? What was part 1?
part 2, part 2, part 2.
I guess you could say
Parkour.
part two about from this
Of
one.
this topic, of the topic,
this
yeah.
topic.
I mean, if you guys want to continue that, then yeah. But overall, it's
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just not very educated with some things. I whatever I studied was the gun control, but everything else, and when it comes to gun safety and the laws on how you're allowed to carry gun in different states with how many ammo and stuff, that I'm not very familiar
yeah. You
with.
have to be very. Let's say like the gun. Having a gun is a very big responsibility. All right, how you not even use it, absolutely yes. But where you go with it and how you go with it, you know what I'm saying? Because you can
It's not like a
transport.
toy. You can't just take it everywhere.
Yeah,
you go.
you can transport, especially let's say like that. I have not everyone registers the gun because they don't need it. Now I have a suppressor. I cannot own legally suppressor and not register it. So they know I have shit. Okay. Anyways. So if there will be something crazy happening in America, they want to confiscate it. Mine is one of the first houses they're going to visit. Even if I been an angel and buying ice cream for kids and stuff, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So my stuff is pretty much registered. Yeah.
Okay.
But it should not be. It have not been in the 1960s and those times.
Yeah.
Everyone was good, but as we figured out, it's a mental health problem. And that schools being actually teaching mostly nonsense.
Okay.
And that's what
So
what we
registering
need.
doesn't really make a difference in any of the cases of shooting and everything, right? It's just
Like
something
Texas
that
doesn't
is-
require registration. There is too many states doesn't require registration, and they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, because this guy that I told you about who was talking about that topic, he said registration is, well, he was being pretty controversial. He said the reason why government wants to register your guns is because so they know where your guns are and all that stuff, just so they can take your guns away.
Yeah,
their purpose is
I
to
do agree.
Know
What's
where your
going on
guns
in
are.
Yeah.
Everything, like they want to know every single thing about you. So when it comes to them restricting you with having guns, they make sure that they know that you do not own any gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's their goal.
Oh yeah, and plus because they have a better control over you then.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Yeah.
Even in Europe,
and people don't
we
want
have.
that.
Yeah, even in Europe, we still have a gun violence there, but they are not really. It's not legal to have a weapon there. Most of the countries there.
Yeah.
So good luck. Why we have a gun violence? Because mostly those illegals and migrants have it. They don't care. But
Yeah.
no one can really protect themselves because I believe in London you cannot even have a knife now out there. So
Yeah, when it gets too liberal, it seems like things are just going bad, man. Like you can't even have a knife to protect yourself.
yeah, Philly just got
Crazy.
approved. I think 2 years ago. You can have a knife now.
You can or you cannot.
You can now.
And
Because
that's-
before,
yeah.
even if I have let's say I have this multi-tool, right? It's like if I don't have an explanation for this multi-tool,
Don't move.
because I have a knife there, it's like, why do I have a multi-tool? I'm a freaking man. Shit breaks, I need to fix it. So
Yeah, right. And they would count that as you carrying a weapon.
it
Right?
could be, in
Okay.
certain cities.
Okay.
Depends, like what he said, where you're going and why do you have that. Like, for example, if you're actually going to like a restaurant and you have a gun in your pocket, that's a little bit sus, right? Unless you're a cop.
No, why? If you
Or,
officially
or
carry,
like a trained someone or something like that.
no, if you have a license to carry, it's like you can have it there. You know how many people I got in the, I'm not going to say the
Oh,
restaurant.
really? In restaurants?
Yeah.
The peers is carrying
I
guns,
actually
like,
got to the
casually?
dude close and I was like, hey man, your gun is showing. So, and it was like a bigger but chubby dude and he had his gun back. I don't know. In my opinion, it's uncomfortable to grab it from there. I like to have it like a very close because
Yeah.
can be super fast with it, But I was like,
That's
your
true.
gun is showing, man. People see it. Like, do me a favor.
Do you think it's more ethical to hide your gun and not show it?
Okay.
Is that why, or
in my
for what
opinion, first, a lot of people can get uncomfortable.
Right,
Even
right.
if you are law enforcement of your job, right?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, FBI agents. Still, they don't know about it, right? They will see a weapon, they will get uncomfortable. Now, second thing is, criminals doesn't know. Now, if I'm a criminal and you have a weapon, right? And let's say, where is that laptop? You standing there facing someone else. I see your weapon, and I already committed crime. Police didn't got me. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shoot your ass and grab your weapon. Yay! I got a free gun.
Okay.
Okay,
I see. What
Or
you're
if
saying.
they're planning to rob you, now you're becoming an easier target because
They
listen.
know who to start with.
exactly they know who to take out the first.
Because
Conceal-
they're the only person that can realistically defend then the other
exactly.
people.
That's why it's good to be always concealing. A lot of
Like the
people like to
sleeper
show off and this and that.
They were built all the way.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people like to show off, but I don't see a point in it. Best thing is to no one know.
Okay. That's fair, yeah. In every case,
Yeah,
whether people
yeah.
get uncomfortable or not.
I
and
will
for the
never
criminals
drink
too.
when I go out. I never freaking drink when I go out with the friends because I always consider, okay, I have a responsibility over them.
Yeah.
So,
Especially if you carry a gun, you don't want to
yeah,
be
if-
drinking that
in my
night or
opinion,
anything,
if
right?
you've been drinking, hey guys, it's like there is one thing I will tell you. Gun, if you have a weapon while you're drunk, I think it should be a DUI level stuff. A lot of people will not agree with
I
me.
agree
but
with you.
it's like that's too much responsibility for
Yeah,
you to be
for sure.
high from alcohol and like.
Yeah. Because I
Just
I
take
think
it
you're
out
mo-
like a toy. And start.
And Uzbekis or something did that.
Dude, I've
a
heard
few
people
times
do
in
that.
another
Yeah, they
city.
take the gun out and then they end up killing an innocent person because of
Yeah.
misusing the gun while being drunk. It's probably not something they would do if they were sober,
Mm-hmm.
but because they were drunk, they were doing some crazy stuff with the gun and they ended up, killing innocent people. It's pretty crazy.
That's something I wanted to say when you asked Gar with like handling a gun in general. Like I think like two main ones that I know at least is like you have to be able to know how you hold the gun
yeah.
and where you put your fingers. Some
Yeah.
people, as soon as you give it to them, like let's just say they go like, can I just hold it?
Yeah.
Right. What they do is they put the finger in right away. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You just hold it on. If you want to just hold it like the
From the
safest way
outside,
is
yeah,
that.
you don't want
you
the
don't do
finger
that
on the trigger.
because you never know what's gonna happen. You don't want to do that stuff. So you have to be able to know this basic safety things when you hold it. Same thing like, like when you're handing a gun to someone, you have to know how to hand it to them. You don't want to have your finger in there when you're handing it to them.
Right.
It can easily somebody can like grab it wrong. Somebody can grab it wrong.
Yeah.
I hope they could
And
hear
then
me.
it
enough.
triggers the.
Yeah. So you have to
Oh,
know
yeah,
this
trigger
basic.
discipline. That's what I teach. First
And
thing I
they
teach my
turn it
girl
off.
is no flagging anyone and trigger discipline. That's what
Those
the
are the
first
two
thing.
main
Yeah.
ones, right? All right, Gar. Let's wrap up this episode. We're gonna ask you a question from our previous guest.
No, we'll
No.
do that at the end.
You want to do that at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are we
Christian
starting?
culture,
Christian
quote of the day, and then the question.
Yep. Oh, I'm tired, man.
How's your appointment, Gar?
Sorry to hold you up too.
What about your appointment?
What's my appointment?
Yeah, it was supposed to be at
The
3,
appointment
right?
is-
Yeah, freaking get a haircut finally.
What you
Dude,
said?
I thought we had a one. We were supposed to have a 1 hour long episode, and when I was
And we
looking at
ended
the
up
time,
as
I
always.
did.
It's like I have to freaking. I am like those Caucasian guys, families, and oh yeah, come at 6, and ended up coming. Yeah, absolutely 8 p.m. So you have to tell them 2 hours earlier. Come.
I can give you a haircut if you want.
Oh hell no, I don't trust you. I look at your hair, I see.
Oh, dude, what's wrong with my hair?
It's a lot over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I can give
I
you a
keep
good
it
haircut.
soldier
That boy got a
style.
lot of hair on him.
I can give you a buzz cut. It's simple.
I don't trust any of you. You guys have like
Too long hair.
yeah.
Okay, how do you balance Old Testament and New Testament teachings?
Oof.
It's hard. I mean,
Oof. Okay.
I mean,
I'm just
look,
gonna
it's
make.
just what you know. Really.
I'm just gonna
So-
make up stuff. It somewhat opinion wise. I think you don't.
Yeah.
Because here is the thing. I believe the Old Testament and New Testament was till like a few years back. It was separate. Like past like 10, 20 years, they started putting together.
Oh, you
All
mean
the
like
New
people
Testament.
started to
Yeah.
mix them up?
In one book too. Before it was separate, and I believe as an Orthodox
Really?
Christian, we follow New Testament. Am I right?
no. So the Bible was put together around 400
So 300 or 400?
400 years,
Yeah.
somewhere there, and then it was actually combined, the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Okay, but Orthodox people,
But
what they
there's
follow?
some things that you should know that Old Testament laws and stuff like that don't apply anymore. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, so
like
those are
let's
the
say
things
like
that you
that.
should know.
In this case, like people saying certain things, right? Like let's say God's chosen people were Jewish, right? And then when Jesus came, it's like now everyone is God's people. We are
Right.
all of them.
Yeah.
All of us are His children, and at the same time, now He's Israel. He was like, I'm the Israel,
Yeah.
right? So like bless the Israel. It was said, Old Testament, I believe,
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Probably.
Yeah,
the
Oh no,
prophecy.
I think even in like a new one
New
actually.
Testament.
But what it means is Jesus, and He
Yeah,
will
it's in a
bless you.
different context.
Yeah. So in this case, it's like a lot of things since Jesus came in. It's been overwritten,
Fulfilled, yeah.
Exactly. So that is why I believe like in a lot of ways, and warrior psalms and like Psalm 91 and other stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's a lot of things is eye for an eye and stuff, right? It's
Right.
in the New Testament. It's not anymore.
If anything, he says,
So,
I tell you
So that's why it's like for me it's hard to really say it, but mostly I would say I just follow New Testament because that's what Orthodoxy does mostly. Yeah,
At least they have the fine balance of understanding
yeah,
what still applies, what still doesn't apply. So.
yeah. Because you cannot really follow both of them the same way. Right? It's like some things in the New Testament is like flipped.
Fulfilled,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
fulfilled, yeah.
I agree.
Is the quote of the day? God, I want you to do the quote of the day.
Oh,
I want to
shit.
see what you guys think about this. I don't know. I just want to see what you guys think.
Okay, we must not mind insulting men if by respecting them we offend God.
Yeah. I think.
Bro,
I
this
think,
has context, and you're
Saint
not
Jo-
giving us the
what,
context.
what do you mean?
St. John
There's a
Chrysostom.
context to this.
There's no
for sure.
context. Think about it. He doesn't mean insulting him the way you might like think.
I know.
I agree with it personally. I don't know if you guys do, but
Oh.
because from a deeper perspective, I understand what he's trying to say.
So it
Yeah.
seems like you cannot go with that man's opinion if that insults God.
Yes.
So you have to go against it and don't be afraid.
Exactly.
All right.
That's exactly what he's
I
saying.
agree to that. Yeah.
Because you'll see a lot of the times like people that are uneducated, they'll be like, I respect all the religions, but by saying that and by I guess conforming to
Yeah.
the things that they say, that's insult to God. So
Yeah.
you have to be able to have that
Yeah.
fine line with respecting and then at the same time being straight up to someone, telling them like insulting them in a sense.
And
What they're
that's
doing seems
I agree. In this ways, I was that way at one time. I was tolerant, and actually, we should not be tolerant. It's a nonsense.
Well, we should
So-
be tolerant, but not overly tolerant to the point where now we can't differentiate between the truth.
I
And
would
the
say,
lie
yeah,
and
yeah.
that type
It's
of
like
stuff, yeah.
better said, yeah. But that shows our tolerance around everyone. But I would
Yeah.
say, I just feel that I cannot say I feel bad for them, but I can say at the same time they didn't found their way yet. You know, that's why they are on another religion.
Yeah.
So in this case, that's why I will just say, hey man, it's like if he says there is God doesn't exist, if he's what you call that?
Atheist?
Atheists, I just feel bad for them. That's why most of them are depressed and stressed out because everything happens in their life, they blame themselves.
Yeah.
Everything happens in my life, I'm not going to say I blame God. I'm saying maybe God has a different purpose for me or a
Right.
different way for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like right now, let's say this leg injury happened right day before competition. Maybe I would freaking accidentally shut my leg or someone, like one round
Yeah.
fly off somewhere and
Yeah.
it got me or
That stuff
something.
happens
or
like
get
the
a
ricochet?
accident. Here, it never. In so many like competitions I went through,
Yeah.
no one ever got
Injured like that,
injured. And they're super strict too. There's 180-degree
Okay.
rule. If the gun, let's say people are here,
Yeah.
right, and this is your stage and this is your targets.
All right.
If the weapon passes like this a little bit, that's it. You're
Disqualified?
out. Disqualified completely.
Right, right. Because there's a chance of
Yeah.
the bullet reflecting.
And everyone making sure you're unloaded. If you are not the person who competing, you are unloaded. So I mean,
Yeah.
on a stage, if you are waiting your time, you don't have a round in your
Okay.
weapon.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Which is very, very fair that it's strict that way.
Yeah.
Safe. Mike, what do you think about that quote?
Yeah.
I did get their opinion. What do you
I
think?
mean, yeah. I mean, it's
agree?
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys. I mean, you guys described it. Gave it.
it took
kinda
me a little bit
context.
rereading to figure it out. Yeah, yeah.
You're like, oh, hold up.
Yeah,
But
then I was like,
understand.
absolutely, I agree with that. It's
it goes
completely,
I mean, especially when
100%.
it comes to other religions. Like, I mean,
So
it's
that's
like,
why-
how am I gonna respect other religions when they're not true?
That's why
Yeah.
they call them golden mouth.
I
bro.
do offer sometimes, like,
Yeah.
hey man, if you want,
This guy is
come with
crazy.
me. You know, it's like maybe
I mean, that goes
something
hard.
changed. I don't force anyone, but
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I guess because respect is something that's not necessarily like you shouldn't really give respect to everybody in that sense that you can't just have somebody talking nonsense and say, "Oh, I respect you for saying that." Like, no. Why should you respect somebody for, let's say, blaspheming God's name? I think that would be dishonest of you to say, "Oh, I will, no matter what, I respect your opinion." No, I think you're just improperly telling them the message you're trying to preach to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, you should not be afraid to be disagreed.
But also, I don't think it's just like true. Like when people even say that sometimes, like
It's
may-
so
it's just an
degenerate,
easy
right?
way out of the conversation to
Yep.
say, "Yeah, I respect your opinion." When it's like obviously
Stop
you
the
don't.
cat.
Because if you did respect it, then you wouldn't even be.
You don't
telling
need to
them about the
respect
things
it.
that
I
you
don't
tell.
think you need to necessarily respect everyone in that regard.
Absolutely, yeah. No.
Okay.
What's next?
We have a question for you, Marwan.
Last
Oh, boy.
segment.
You have the
Sadula, go.
Last segment is a question from our previous guest. Shout out to Tommaso. Okay. Is Jesus the Lord of your life? If yes, how is that the case? And if not, why have you not put your trust and faith in Jesus Christ?
Why he thinks I didn't?
No, it's a question. He didn't know who the guest was.
Yeah.
So he just
All right.
asked the question.
It sounds like you messed up, buddy. But
Wrong person to ask that.
hey, in a little bit over a year, I tore my bicep. I messed up my leg really badly, and a lot of things happened in my life. Some
Yeah.
dude left me over on a business opportunity.
Okay.
But there was a moment I was getting angry, but then I was remembering that no, this is not the way to do. Right way to do is that there was a reason for that, and maybe what I'm planning to do in the future, it requires way more knowledge and patience, and maybe God was getting me ready for that.
Yeah.
Comes me down right away. You know, it doesn't matter how bad
Wow.
situation is.
Yeah.
He always finds a way for me to pass through that situation.
Yeah.
Okay. And right now it's been learning process because there is nothing positive. I cannot say positive being happening, but it's like it's constant challenges.
Pleasing, right? Like pleasing.
Yeah, like oh nice, I got a $50,000 coming from there. It's like no, it's challenge, from challenge
Yeah.
to challenge to challenge. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So in my opinion, I'm always say I'm grateful for that, and it's like I think he's getting me ready for something way bigger. That's why I'm going through these challenges. So I have not been giving up for 2 years, almost going through all the time.
Yeah.
Like
Keep it up, bro. I
hard
do believe
stuff.
that you will.
yes, so that is why. It's
Hopefully,
like,
we can come and work out in your gym when it's officially done.
oh, dude, it's like it's actually another challenge right now. Disaster.
Oh,
We're
really?
working with those guys, and we are trying to figure things out. It's
Like the contract and everything?
yeah, we like Mikey's he do like editing right now my older videos and stuff.
Yeah,
But
kind of there's old stuff.
yeah, but we're gonna be getting into the overall sooner or later how everything going, what's going, what you are gonna be dealing with. You know, if
Right.
you are trying to go big right away.
Yeah. And it gives you peace of mind to know that God is behind.
Yeah, he's
all of your
behind
plans.
me. If I fail, I always say, okay, maybe he has a different plan for me, or maybe he's I could learn something from him and from it, and that's what he wants me to do.
Right.
So because I still always find a way out. It's different. Maybe it's not the way I like it, but listen.
But he leaves that way out.
absolutely,
Yeah.
he just guides me a little bit different road
Yep.
to the different road.
Amazing. Good stuff, bro.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Agree.
Thank you, Gar.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Gar. I definitely learned a lot about this topic that I didn't know. And yeah, hopefully we can have more conversations in the future about this topic or anything else.
Yeah,
It's
why
always a
not?
pleasure. We really appreciate you
Same,
coming on
same,
our
guys.
podcast and really putting
thank
your
you.
time aside.
Yeah, we almost
We
had
can't
a
thank you
judo
enough,
tournament
for sure.
going on here, me and
Maybe after the podcast we get in. So
oh hell no, bro! You see my leg? It's all messed up. Give me a week.
Okay, no problem.
all right, with that, think big.
Think big,
Grow big.
grow
Oh
big.
yeah.
Peace.